through to the last 16 in the World Cup. Disappointment though, because Balogun is now set to miss the next game, even though a red card looked extremely soft on replays. But he scored the opener. Tillman got the second, as the United States will now face Belgium. In domestic football, Vitória Pereira is poised to leave Nottingham Forest, with the club ready to appoint former Crystal Palace boss Oliver Glasner as his successor. Reports suggest that the deal to appoint the Austrian is virtually done, just the formalities left to complete. And Tottenham are set to break their transfer record for a second time this week after agreeing to sign Newcastle United's Sandro Tonali. Previously had an £80 million bid but rejected by Newcastle, and now set to pay 92.5 with 7.5 extra in add-ons. In cricket, England's attempt to move on from a dreadful start to the summer was hit by weather as their first T20 against India was abandoned. 2 days after Test captain Ben Stokes retired with the game against New Zealand. England got halfway through the opener to a 5-match series against India before rain set in. Recovered India from 6-2 to post 189 for 7 in the first innings, but then heavy rainfall showed the match called off. Elsewhere in Formula 1, Lando Norris has insisted that he has the pain of this year for the glory of last. It's been a bit of a frustration for him this year. He very much McLaren's expectation that it would start 26, unable to set the repeat joy they had in 24-25. That's been realised, but Norris insists there's still a lot of effort to prove that they can compete this year. Elsewhere in the game with Ireland and Australia in rugby union, Sam Prendergast's strong end to the season with Leinster has earned him a recall to the line for Saturday's Nations Championship. He lost a fly half spot to Jack Crowder in the Six Nations, but with him ruled out through injury, he is now back in the fold. While finally into news in tennis, former French Open Mira Andreeva, the champion, broke down in tears as she was knocked out by Barbara Krakovic. She lost 4-6, 7-5, 6-4 before the game with Novak Djokovic. She outclassed her for Tsitsipas in a statement performance, winning 6-3, 6-4, 6-2 in just 98 minutes. That's all in for the latest headlines. Here are your latest sporting headlines. I'm Tom Helm. We'll start with news in football. And with England and Harry Kane's brace was able to spare a huge humiliation as they came from behind to beat DR Congo in Atlanta to reach the last 16. Thomas Tuchel's side were 15 minutes away from an embarrassing exit as DR Congo defended the early lead given to them by Brian Kipenga. Then Captain Kane came to the rescue by heading home after 75 minutes, but then thrashing home a winner with 4 minutes left. Goalkeeper Lionel Mapsi of Congo made some stunning saves. Yoon Visser hit the post. And in truth, a dreadful performance from England across the night, but they earned their spot against co-host Mexico at the Azteca Stadium in Mexico City on Monday at 1 a.m. Elsewhere, in news with the Belgian game, Yuri Tielemans scored a penalty late in extra time as Belgium produced a sensational comeback from 2 goals down to defeat Senegal. The last gasp victory helped them boost their chances of going all the way. They'll have a last 16 meeting with the United States now. Rudy Garcia's men looked to be heading out after trailing, but 2 goals late on sealed the deal to send it to extra time. Yuri Tielemans then scoring a 125th minute penalty. Elsewhere, and with the news with the United States, Florian Balogun scored and was later sent off as the United States advanced past Bosnia and Herzegovina in Santa Clara to reach the last 16 in the World Cup. Disappointment though, because Balogun is now set to miss the next game, even though a red card looked extremely soft on replays. But he scored the opener. Tillman got the second, as the United States will now face Belgium. In domestic football, Vitória Pereira is poised to leave Nottingham Forest, with the club ready to appoint former Crystal Palace boss Oliver Glasner as his successor. Reports suggest that the deal to appoint the Austrian is virtually done, just the formalities left to complete. And Tottenham are set to break their transfer record for a second time this week after agreeing to sign Newcastle United's Sandro Tonali. Previously had an £80 million bid but rejected by Newcastle, and now set to pay 92.5 with 7.5 extra in add-ons. In cricket, England's attempt to move on from a dreadful start to the summer was hit by weather as their first T20 against India was abandoned. 2 days after Test captain Ben Stokes retired with the game against New Zealand. England got halfway through the opener to a 5-match series against India before rain set in. Recovered India from 6-2 to post 189 for 7 in the first innings, but then heavy rainfall showed the match called off. Elsewhere in Formula 1, Lando Norris has insisted that he has the pain of this year for the glory of last. It's been a bit of a frustration for him this year. very much were Curran's expectation that it would start 26, unable to set the repeat joy they had in 24-25. That's been realised, but Norris insists there's still a lot of effort to prove that they can compete this year. Elsewhere, in the game with Ireland and Australia in Rugby Union, Sam Prendergast's strong end to the season with Leinster has earned him a recall to the line for Saturday's Nations Championship. He lost a fly half spot to Jack Crowder in the Six Nations, but with him ruled out through injury, he is now back in the fold. While finally into news in tennis, former French Open Mira Andreeva, the champion, broke down in tears as she was knocked out by Barbara Krajkovic. She lost 4-6, 7-5, 6-4 before the game with Novak Djokovic. He outclassed her for Tsitsipas in a statement performance, winning 6-3, 6-4, 6-2 in just 98 minutes. That's all in for the latest headlines. Here are your latest sporting headlines. I'm Tom Helm. We'll start with news in football. And with England and Harry Kane's brace was able to spare a huge humiliation as they came from behind to beat DR Congo in Atlanta to reach the last 16. Thomas Tuchel's side were 15 minutes away from an embarrassing exit as DR Congo defended the early lead given to them by Brian Kipenga. Then Captain Kane came to the rescue by heading home after 75 minutes, but then thrashing home a winner with 4 minutes left. Goalkeeper Lionel Mapsy of Congo made some stunning saves. Young Vissa hit the post. In truth, a dreadful performance from England across the night, but they earned their spot against co-host Mexico at the Azteca Stadium in Mexico City on Monday at 1 a.m. Elsewhere, in news with the Belgian game, Yuri Tielemans scored a penalty late in extra time as Belgium produced a sensational comeback from 2 goals down to defeat Senegal. The last gasp victory helped them boost their chances of going all the way. They'll have a last 16 meeting with the United States now. Rudy Garcia's men look to be heading out after trailing, but 2 goals late on sealed the deal to get sent to extra time. Yuri Tielemans then scoring a 125th minute penalty. Elsewhere, and with the news with the United States, Florin Barragan scored and was later sent off as the United States advanced past Bosnia and Herzegovina and Santa Clara to reach the last 16 of the World Cup. Disappointment though, because Barragan is now set to miss the next game. A red card looked extremely soft on replays, but he scored the opener. Tillman got the second, as United States will now face Belgium. In domestic football, Vitória Pereira is poised to leave Nottingham Forest, with the club ready to appoint former Crystal Palace boss Oliver Glasner as his successor. Reports suggest that the deal to appoint the Austrian is virtually done, just the formalities left to complete. And Tottenham have set to break their transfer record for a second time this week after agreeing to sign Newcastle United's Sandro Tonali. Previously had an £80 million bid but rejected by Newcastle, and now set to pay 92.5 with 7.5 extra in add-ons. In cricket, England's attempt to move on from a dreadful start to the summer was hit by weather as their first T20 against India was abandoned. 2 days after Test, captain Ben Stokes retired with the game against New Zealand. England got halfway through the opener to a 5-match series against India before rain set in. Recovered did India from 6-2 to post 189 for 7 in the first innings, but then heavy rainfall saw the match called off. Elsewhere in Formula 1, Lando Norris has insisted that he has the pain of this year for the glory of last. It's been a bit of a frustration for him this year. Very much were Curran's expectation that it would start 26, unable to set the repeat joy they had in 24-25. That's been realised, but Norris insists there's still a lot of effort to prove that they can compete this year. Elsewhere, in the game with Ireland and Australia in Rugby Union, Sam Prendergast's strong end to the season with Leinster has earned him a recall to the line for Saturday's Nations Championship. He lost a fly half spot to Jack Crowder in the Six Nations, but with him ruled out through injury, he's now back in the fold. While finally into news in tennis, former French Open Mira Andreeva, the champion, broke down in tears as she was knocked out by Barbara Krajkovic. She lost 4-6, 7-5, 6-4 before the game with Novak Djokovic. He outclassed her for Tsitsipas in a statement performance, winning 6-3, 6-4, 6-2 in just 98 minutes. That's all in for the latest headlines. Here are your latest sporting headlines. I'm Tom Helm. We'll start with news in football. And with England and Harry Kane's brace was able to spare a huge humiliation as they came from behind to beat DR Congo in Atlanta to reach the last 16. Thomas Tuchel's side were 15 minutes away from an embarrassing exit as DR Congo defended the early lead given to them by Brian Kipenga. Then Captain Kane came to the rescue by heading home after 75 minutes, but then thrashing home a winner with 4 minutes left. Goalkeeper Lionel Mapsi of Congo made some stunning saves. Yoram Vissa hit the post. In truth, a dreadful performance from England across the night, but they earned their spot against co-host Mexico at the Azteca Stadium in Mexico City on Monday at 1 a.m. Elsewhere, in news with the Belgian game, Yuri Tielemans scored a penalty late in extra time as Belgium produced a sensational comeback from 2 goals down to defeat Senegal. The last gasp victory helped them boost their chances of going all the way. They'll have a last 16 meeting with the United States now. Rudy Garcia's men look to be heading out after trailing, but 2 goals late on sealed the deal to get sent it to extra time. Yuri Tielemans then scoring a 125th minute penalty. Elsewhere, and with the news with the United States, Florian Balogun scored and was later sent off as the United States advanced past Bosnia and Herzegovina and Santa Clara to reach the last 16 of the World Cup. Disappointment though, because Balogun is now set to miss the next game, even though a red card looked extremely soft on replays. But he scored the opener. Tillman got the second, as the United States will now face Belgium. In domestic football, Vitória Pereira is poised to leave Nottingham Forest with the club ready to appoint former Crystal Palace boss Oliver Glasner as his successor. Reports suggest that the deal to appoint the Austrian is virtually done, just the formalities left to complete. And Tottenham have set to break their transfer record for a second time this week after agreeing to sign Newcastle United's Sandro Tonali. Previously had an £80 million bid but rejected by Newcastle, and now set to pay 92.5 with 7.5 extra in add-ons. In cricket, England's attempt to move on from a dreadful start to the summer was hit by weather as their first T20 against India was abandoned. 2 days after Test, captain Ben Stokes retired with the game against New Zealand. England got halfway through the opener to a 5-match series against India before rain set in. Recovered did India from 6-2 to post 189 for 7 in the first innings, but then heavy rainfall saw the match called off. Elsewhere in Formula 1, Lando Norris has insisted that he has the pain of this year for the glory of last. It's been a bit of a frustration for him this year. Very much McLaren's expectation that it would start 26, unable to set the repeat joy they had in 24-25. That's been realised, but Norris insists there's still a lot of effort to prove that they can compete this year. Elsewhere, in the game with Ireland and Australia in Rugby Union, Sam Prendergast's strong end to the season with Leinster has earned him as recalled to the line for Saturday's Nations Championship. He lost a fly half spot to Jack Crowder in the Six Nations, but with him ruled out through injury, he's now back in the fold. While finally into news in tennis, former French Open Mira Andreeva, the champion, broke down in tears as she was knocked out by Barbara Krkovic. She lost 4-6, 7-5, 6-4 before the game with Novak Djokovic. He outclassed Stefanos Tsitsipas in a statement performance, winning 6-3, 6-4, 6-2 in just 98 minutes. That's all into the latest headlines. Here are your latest sporting headlines. I'm Tom Helm. We'll start with news in football. And with England and Harry Kane's brace was able to spare a huge humiliation as they came from behind to beat DR Congo in Atlanta to reach the last 16. Thomas Tuchel's side were 15 minutes away from an embarrassing exit as DR Congo defended the early lead given to them by Brian Kipenga. Then Captain Kane came to the rescue by heading home after 75 minutes, but then thrashing home a winner with 4 minutes left. Goalkeeper Lionel Mapsi of Congo made some stunning saves. Yoram Vissa hit the post. In truth, a dreadful performance from England across the night, but they earned their spot against co-host Mexico at the Azteca Stadium in Mexico City on Monday at 1 a.m. Elsewhere, in news with the Belgian game, Yuri Tielemans scored a penalty late in extra time as Belgium produced a sensational comeback from 2 goals down to defeat Senegal. The last gasp victory helped them boost their chances of going all the way. They'll have a last 16 meeting with the United States now. Rudy Garcia's men look to be heading out after trailing, but 2 goals late on sealed the deal to get sent it to extra time. Yuri Tielemans then scoring a 125th minute penalty. Elsewhere, and with the news with the United States, Florian Balogun scored and was later sent off as the United States advanced past Bosnia and Herzegovina and Santa Clara to reach the last 16 of the World Cup. Disappointment though, because Balogun is now set to miss the next game, even though a red card looked extremely soft on replays. But he scored the opener. Tillman got the second, as the United States will now face Belgium. In domestic football, Vitória Pereira is poised to leave Nottingham Forest, with the club ready to appoint former Crystal Palace boss Oliver Glasner as his successor. Reports suggest that the deal to appoint the Austrian is virtually done, just the formalities left to complete. And Tottenham have set to break their transfer record for a second time this week after agreeing to sign Newcastle United's Sandro Tonali. Previously had an £80 million bid but rejected by Newcastle, and now set to pay 92.5 with 7.5 extra in add-ons. In cricket, England's attempt to move on from a dreadful start to the summer was hit by weather as their first T20 against India was abandoned. 2 days after the test, captain Ben Stokes retired with the game against New Zealand. England got halfway through the opener to a 5-match series against India before rain set in. Recovered did India from 6-2 to post 189 for 7 in the first innings, but then heavy rainfall saw the match called off. Elsewhere in Formula 1, Lando Norris has insisted that he has the pain of this year for the glory of last. It's been a bit of a frustration for him this year. He very much McLaren's expectation that it would start 26, unable to set the repeat joy they had in 24-25. That's been realised, but Norris insists there's still a lot of effort to prove that they can compete this year. Elsewhere, in the game with Ireland and Australia in rugby union, Sam Prendergast's strong end to the season with Leinster has earned him a recall to the lineup for Saturday's Nations Championship. He lost a fly half spot to Jack Crowder in the Six Nations, but with him ruled out through injury, he's now back in the fold. While finally into news in tennis, former French Open Mira Andreeva, the champion, broke down in tears as she was knocked out by Barbara Krakovic. She lost 4-6, 7-5, 6-4 before the game with Novak Djokovic. He outclassed her for Tsitsipas in a statement performance, winning 6-3, 6-4, 6-2 in just 98 minutes. That's all in for the latest headlines. Here are your latest sporting headlines. I'm Tom Helm. We'll start with news in football. And with England, and Harry Kane's brace was able to spare a huge humiliation as they came from behind to beat DR Congo in Atlanta to reach the last 16. Thomas Tuchel's side were 15 minutes away from an embarrassing exit as DR Congo defended the early lead given to them by Brian Kipenga. Then Captain Kane came to the rescue by heading home after 75 minutes, but then thrashing home a winner with 4 minutes left. Goalkeeper Lionel Mapsi of Congo made some stunning saves. Young Visser hit the post. In truth, a dreadful performance from England across the night, but they earned their spot against co-host Mexico at the Azteca Stadium in Mexico City on Monday at 1 a.m. Elsewhere, in news with the Belgian game, Yuri Tielemans scored a penalty late in extra time as Belgium produced a sensational comeback from 2 goals down to defeat Senegal. The last gasp victory helped them boost their chances of going all the way. They'll have a last 16 meeting with the United States now. Rudy Garcia's men look to be heading out after trailing, but 2 goals late on sealed the deal to get second touch of time. Tielemans then scoring a 125th minute penalty. Elsewhere, and with the news with the United States, following Balogun scored and was later sent off as the United States advanced past Bosnia and Herzegovina and Santa Clara to reach the last 16 of the World Cup. Disappointment though, because Balogun is now set to miss the next game. A red card looked extremely soft on replays, but he scored the opener. Tillman got the second, as United States will now face Belgium. In domestic football, Vitória Pereira is poised to leave Nottingham Forest, with the club ready to appoint former Crystal Palace boss Oliver Glasner as his successor. Reports suggest that the deal to appoint the Austrian is virtually done, just the formalities left to complete. And Tottenham have set to break their transfer record for a second time this week after agreeing to sign Newcastle United's Sandro Tonali. Previously had an £80 million bid but rejected by Newcastle, and now set to pay 92.5 with 7.5 extra in add-ons. In cricket, England's attempt to move on from a dreadful start to the summer was hit by weather as their first T20 against India was abandoned. 2 days after the test, captain Ben Stokes retired with the game against New Zealand. England got halfway through the opener to a 5-match series against India before rain set in. Recovered did India from 6-2 to post 189 for 7 in the first innings, but then heavy rainfall saw the match called off. Elsewhere in Formula 1, Lando Norris has insisted that he has the pain of this year for the glory of last. It's been a bit of a frustration for him this year. He very much McLaren's expectation that it would start 26, unable to set the repeat joy they had in 24-25. That's been realised, but Norris insists there's still a lot of effort to prove that they can compete this year. Elsewhere, in the game with Ireland and Australia in rugby union. Sam Prendergast's strong end to the season with Leinster has earned him a recall to the lineup for Saturday's Nations Championship. He lost a fly half spot to Jack Crowder during the Six Nations, but with him ruled out through injury, he's now back in the fold. While finally into news in tennis, former French Open Mira Andreeva, the champion, broke down in tears as she was knocked out by Barbara Krajkovic. She lost 4-6, 7-5, 6-4 before the game with Novak Djokovic. He outclassed her for Tsitsipas in a statement performance, winning 6-3, 6-4, 6-2 in just 98 minutes. That's all in for the latest headlines. Here are your latest sporting headlines. I'm Tom Helm. We'll start with news in football. And with England, and Harry Kane's brace was able to spare a huge humiliation as they came from behind to beat DR Congo in Atlanta to reach the last 16. Thomas Tuchel's side were 15 minutes away from an embarrassing exit as DR Congo defended the early lead given to them by Brian Kipenga. It was then Captain Kane came to the rescue by heading home after 75 minutes, but then thrashing home a winner with 4 minutes left. Goalkeeper Lionel Mapsy of Congo made some stunning saves. Young Vissa hit the post. In truth, a dreadful performance from England across the night, but they earned their spot against co-host Mexico at the Azteca Stadium in Mexico City on Monday at 1 a.m. Elsewhere, in news with the Belgian game, Yuri Tielemans scored a penalty late in extra time as Belgium produced a sensational comeback from 2 goals down to defeat Senegal. The last gasp victory helped them boost their chances of going all the way. They'll have a last 16 meeting with the United States now. Rudy Garcia's men look to be heading out after trailing, but 2 goals late on sealed the deal to get sent to extra time. Yuri Tielemans then scoring a 125th minute penalty. Elsewhere, and with the news with the United States, Florin Balogun scored and was later sent off as the United States advanced past Bosnia and Herzegovina and Santa Clara to reach the last 16 of the World Cup. Disappointment though, because Balogun is now set to miss the next game, even though a red card looked extremely soft on replays. But he scored the opener. Tillman got the second, as United States will now face Belgium. In domestic football, Vitória Pereira is poised to leave Nottingham Forest, with the club ready to appoint former Crystal Palace boss Oliver Glasner as his successor. Reports suggest that the deal to appoint the Austrian is virtually done, just a four.
And Saibari as the lone striker who will work hard in midfield as well. Well, we're closing in on the kick-off at Houston, where Canada take on... Right, they have literally just kicked off. I'm John Hogan, I'm joined by Joe Pearson for what should be a good game. Canada playing in the United States of America for the first time because they didn't top the group against a team who are ranked, I think, 7th by FIFA in the world. In fact, they haven't kicked off, I don't know where that ball was on the pitch from before, but anyway, Joe, I would suspect that Morocco here are the favourites slightly to go on and win it, given their FIFA ranking, but Canada have been pretty good in the tournament so far.
Yeah, they have been indeed. Canada like to play this high, quiet press against teams. They like to be quite attacking as well, but it'll be interesting to see if those sort of tactics have changed against this Morocco side, because we know they like to do the same. They're very well organised at Morocco, especially at the back. And so it'll be interesting to see if Canada can try and break that down. If they do go with this sort of high press, you might think they won't, just because of the pace of Morocco.
Yeah, and also I don't know too much about Houston, but I think they're in an air-conditioned stadium, are they?
Probably, yeah, I think so, yes.
Because otherwise they'd be like 36 degrees or something. I think it was 39 in Washington today, and of course it's the 4th of July, isn't it? So there'll be celebrations. Not that the Canucks are too bothered about that, but or the Moroccans necessarily. But somebody's going to be celebrating at the end of this, and I don't know who. But anyway, for Morocco, having seen them earlier in the competition, I saw them against Brazil. I was struck by the fact that they're virtually a 4-6, so they're going to dominate midfield. Saibari did score against Brazil, but he was playing very deep, the Bayern Munich man. So I would expect that they're going to dominate midfield, Joe.
Yeah, definitely. I'd definitely like to think so as well. Maybe try and play it quite narrow down down the middle of the park, try and get it to Saibari as much as you can. The first touches for your strikers are very important. He'll then lead, trying to get runs in behind from Diaz and El Canouse, which will be very vital towards him. So it just needs a little bit more help. It's always a bit of a struggle playing that low striker, and if it's as hot inside that stadium, he will definitely need a little bit of help.
So, in terms of colours, Morocco in white and Canada all in black. That makes it pretty easy, doesn't it, to work out who's doing what to who. As Diop gets on the ball, we've got two Fulham centre-backs in the game. Neither one necessarily will be starting, De Figueroa and Diop for their team. But anyway, one or two players with Premier League experience. Again, Hal, who I've not seen much of. He is the one change on for Riyadh. The ball then goes out left-hand side for Unahi, and then he's hounded. My other sort of feature, Joe, I reckon, for me, the two best players from both teams may well be the two fullbacks. I'm a big fan of Alistair Johnston. Love him for Celtic. He's got his long throws. Not only that, just a really intelligent player. And obviously, Hakimi could be the best in the world in that position.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think Hakimi probably is, especially with his pace. Yet again, he likes to get round the back of the defender. So it'll be interesting to see Lai go up against him, see how he fares on that right-hand side. Same for Alistair Johnston as well. We know Masvara is not going to push up the field that high in that aspect, but I think he might be a little bit overrun on this left-hand side. But it'll be interesting to see how he copes. But he's picked up the ball here.
Alistair Johnston then, snaffling the ball, mistake in midfield by Nahi, the Girona man. Ball breaks then to Richie Lariat. He gets on his bike, he's given the ball away and then gifted it back. He's driving into the area now, gets the byline. The cutback is blocked away at the expense of a corner kick, I fancy. And that's been signalled by our referee, who we're familiar with, Michael Oliver, JR Jared Gillette today. And quite right, it was blocked away by a Moroccan boot, Brahim Diaz. So Canada got two strikers, they've got a couple of big centre-backs, no reason why you can't get this going. Bunu, or Bono, whichever you want to call him, he's a very big goalkeeper, he does like to come and play. We'll see a bit of jockeying already, and we'll see if we get a decent ball in. Looks like Eustachio about to take it, right-footed in, swinging. Well, he couldn't keep out, had to punch away his near post. I think that was an attempted goal, and it might have gone in.
Yeah, it might well have on chance for Canada.
Well, here an opportunity then. Jonathan David just getting round the back, and again Yassine Bunu, the Al Hilal keeper, is blocked away. But that's a lively start. He was offside, wasn't he, when that ball was first hit? I don't know if the flag had gone up, but even if that shot goes in, I don't think that goal stands.
Yeah, it doesn't, definitely miles offside for Jonathan David coming back, but it will be a corner. The flag didn't go up, but we'll see if we try and trick the goalkeeper again.
So here we go again. Eustachio, who has scored in the tournament, scored a pretty good goal as well. A 1-0 victory over South Africa last time. It's a decent ball in, but it's a good head away from the big man Diop. And then the ball launched forward. They're trying to get on the end of it with Tejan Buchanan, who is barnstorming right wing, without necessarily having a great cut on him, but he's vigorous. I think definitely the ball came off the defender there, Bilal El Canouse. So a series of corners early, a chance then for Canada to try and nick a goal. Eustachio looks like he's taken it from both corners. Not what you want if you're Morocco, is it? Being hemmed in early doors.
Yeah, indeed. They've got to try and keep compact here and keep Canada out away from that net so far. They've done a good job of it, heading the ball away. We'll see how they fare with this one.
Eustachio then both the near post, flicked on, an opportunity. Johnston can't really get his feet away from it, and then the ball headed back in by De Figueroa. Not being cleared. Eustachio, another chance to put the ball in. An intelligent ball to De Figueroa into the box. Can he turn? He does turn. Slams the ball, but it's blocked away by Mazraoui. Anywhere will do. They just thump it up the field. They're lucky there because that ball was just bobbling around inside the area. He just wouldn't break for anybody just to sweep it in from close range. But it's a close run thing, and the player goes down holding his head. Referee should know better. He should be stopping play here, and he hasn't. Eventually, in fact, he's still ignoring it. Player's down holding his head, and Michael Oliver doesn't seem to want to know. You've got to stop play there. He's got to have his eyes open, Michael Oliver. I don't know if that's Saibari who's down. Didn't quite see who it was, but properly Johnston takes him out there, but it's Unahi. I thought he got fouled twice there, Unahi. The first one set him up for Johnston to absolutely pile into him.
Yeah, it did indeed, and Johnston just came in on him there, but contrast that as well, the corners from Canada, 3 different types of corners, one close towards the goalkeeper, one just outside the 6-yard box, and then a low driven one in. I think Morocco did well to kind of defend the way, because they didn't exactly know what was coming towards them.
Yeah, I don't know whether that was all purposeful from Eustachio and he knew exactly what he was doing, or he just hit the ball differently 3 times. But anyway, good to mix it up, and I've seen worse deliveries than that. Furthermore, Morocco trying to work their way into the game and out in their own half, but the ball back to the keeper, Bonner, finds Halal from Mechelen, and then again, you say Mazraoui, who, when I saw him against Brazil, had a fantastic game, and he kept Rayan quiet, and that takes some doing. We've seen him in the Premier League this season, and he's such a good prospect, the Brazilian right winger. But anyway, ball back with Budo, and this is unusual for Canada. They're not pressing. Maybe they're waiting for a trigger moment, but they've just stood off right now. Maybe that's something to do even in an air-conditioned stadium. Here comes Johnson doing a bit of defending now. Takes the ball away from El Canouse. And that was good stuff from him. Mazraoui beaten by Buchanan. And the ball into midfield. Then long ball looking for Oluwase. Gone out off the Villarreal man. He gives a thumbs up for a decent ball. 2 strikers. It's a sort of weird formation now, isn't it? 4-4-2. You don't really see it too often. Yeah, it's so far so good for Canada.
Yeah, indeed. They're not pressing up high, but at the moment Morocco just kind of kicking the ball forward. And it's so easy then for Canada just to defend it, get it away out towards this right hand side, especially towards Buchanan. Oluwase's going to be a big problem, I think, using his strength there against Diop. Diop did really well to make sure that he didn't go out from the corner and didn't touch him. Same on that left hand side with Jonathan David as well, so those 2 strikers are definitely going to cause Morocco some issues.
Yeah, they should do. For the moment, Morocco can't get Ismail Saibari into the game, who, like I said, normally, they've given it away there. It's a shocking ball, and now a chance. Ball laid through the middle. Oluwase, it's a great turn. A shot comes in. Brilliant save from the keeper. It's not been dealt with entirely as the little overhead kick, but eventually that will be easily blocked away by Bouhaddi. The ball won back. Now Buchanan. It's a brilliant start here for Canada, but they've got nothing for it. He brought down. He's fall over the ball. He comes to win it back. He's gone in way too hard there. Michael Oliver might just have a word with Tajon Buchanan there, and the flag had gone up anyway. There's a lot to unpick there, but half chances for Canada.
Yeah, indeed, just sloppy at the back from Morocco there. They tried to play it out onto this right hand side for Hakimi, got it all wrong. It's a beautiful turn inside the box, Oluwase away from Halal, and then tried to slot it in to that right hand side bottom corner. But it's a good save from Bono, spread himself out nice and wide there, got a leg to it as well, but they had to do more defending there from Morocco from such a sloppy pass. It's not really like them. Normally their passes are quite compact, very quick onside the ball, but this time we're just cut out like it.
But here an opportunity. Saibari has managed to wriggle around the first man, but he has to beat him almost again there, and in the end Bombito had done just enough. This game's swinging end to end right now, and it's been good. It's a very dynamic formation, isn't it? Canada's 4-4-2, and they're using it to full effect. Here they go again. 2 strikers in the box and waiting for it. Oluwase and David, can they get something going? Ball laid back. Eustachio at the edge of the box, looking for a give and go where David gets the ball out his feet now. Lariat comes to join in. Eustachio again at the edge of the area, but this one has been well read by Diop, and he forces the ball away. I didn't think Canada would get a kick here. I thought that there'd be too many bodies in midfield, but it's been a nervous start from Morocco. So guilty giving the ball away.
Yeah, they seem a little bit frantic at the moment. Like I said, they just want to launch the ball long, trying to get it up to Saibari, and that's not the way forward. It's so easy for Canada just to head it away and maintain possession of the ball.
Absolutely. Well, they like to pass the ball, but they're too close to their own goalkeeper. Eustachio makes a break into the box, but Unahi is just there to deal with that. Can Hakimi get away? Well, they're struggling all over the park, and again, they're not liking being pressed hard here at Buchanan. At times they've stood off, so they've used the press when they've needed to. Johnston now ranging forward, puts an early ball in. Well, I tell you what, all I would say, he's not even been marked. The ball to Eustachio, nobody marking him. He gets it out with his feet. David then swings the ball in, this time being dealt with, and now the counter-attack is on. Can they do anything with it? Well, Bilal El Khanous trying to force the ball there, but at least he's got a throw, and at least they can settle down. Justin Marsh is loving it, and for a reason, because they're right on top. They've really rattled the Morocco here.
Yeah, they have indeed. Like you said, it's just that quick pressure. It's like they're waiting for Morocco to kind of make the mistake before they put the pressure on. They're not putting any pressure on for Morocco to make these mistakes. Morocco are just making these mistakes, and that's so easy then for Canada to just turn on that quick pressure, and allows them to just get inside their own half, and they've stayed there for a long time. They're not really letting Morocco out of their own half.
They're not. It's really good to watch. Canada waiting for the right time to put the press on. They're not pressing everything. It's not just blind. You know, they're waiting for a ball that just requires that little bit more of control, or somebody's a little bit wider out with a few less options, and all of a sudden, then they come and close the ball down hard. There, Masraoui just catches Buchanan late there. He cleared the ball, but then his boot sweeping through caught the man. I don't think that's a foul personally, but and neither is the referee, Michael Oliver, giving it just a throw. So they're waiting for just the right time, the very right moment, and then they're all in on the press. Well, they're not pressing everything, so it's very selective and very wise, because you just can't spend all your energy doing that. I still think that eventually Morocco should work it out. So we're seeing Canada at their best pressing the ball, but I don't think that you'd be able to do that for 90 minutes even when they're being selective with it. Now Morocco try to find their way through, but there's a little block off there. Larry just making sure that Hakimi couldn't go. He goes down now holding his right ankle. Is the referee having a word with Larry? Is it foul or is it something else? Because I didn't see it.
I think it was just off the ball. I think as Hakimi wanted to kind of overlap him and get the ball back, he just kind of stepped in front of him, blocked him off. I don't think it was anything malicious at all from the Canada player, but the referee seen it the way, so as the linesman.
Yep. So Morocco back on the ball in their white strip today, and I bet they wish they could start the game again. They've been second best, but the ball eventually breaks. Crepeau, first real touch for him, had to come out and actually do something. He could have had a deck chair out with him just watching it. But yeah, it's been a decent start, but you get nothing for it. It's 0-0, and you know, I still, weirdly, even though Canada have played ever so well, I still fancy Morocco. And 15 minutes gone there. There's no evidence to support that. No. For some reason, I just think eventually their quality will catch up. But again, Hakimi was caught there again by Lariat, and again he goes down. And he's this time he's holding his left hand.
Yeah, a little bit weird. I think he was just a little bit caught there as the challenge came in. It's just a stand. It's not on the ankle. It's just a stand on sort of the side of the boot there. And of course, Hakimi maybe going to go down in that position because Canada pick back up possession of the ball. But yet again, just how quickly they can turn on that pressure. But coming back to what you were saying, it is going to be a bit weird though, because Canada are putting all this pressure on, and they might tire themselves out, but maybe Morocco get tired from the amount of pressure as well. So it'd be interesting to kind of see who gets them more tired. Will it be from Morocco just, you know, having the constant pressure put on them by Canada, or Canada running out of steam because of them putting on the constant pressure?
Yeah, exactly. So, one or the other, or maybe both. And but I just have that feeling about this game. It's funny. Saibari must be offside there. Flag didn't go up, and again, he holds on to the ball. Eventually, the flag will go. Yeah, he's a midfielder by trade, really. I know he's got talent. I know he scores goals and that, but he's not far from timing it there. But he was definitely off, and he tried then to find Brian Diaz. And Diaz has not had a kick yet. And El Canis has not featured either, so all their key cogs. But eventually, I'm sure they'll catch up to. I could be saying that at 90-minute run and losing 2-0 or something. But we have seen games that go to and fro. I think from what I saw, Canada last time against South Africa, yes, they won it. As Buchanan just stopped in his tracks, they were sliding challenged by Halal, the Mechelen man. But I thought South Africa played well, passed the ball well, and I wasn't making them will beaters either. So I just thought there was enough chinks in the Canada armour that I saw last time that Morocco would be better placed to pick up on. But they haven't made a good start, Morocco, and they need to play better if they're going to progress. It's all right me saying they're a good team. Their FIFA ranking is good. It's only the 7th to Brazil's 6th, but they're not playing like that right now. You stack up. Another corner kick in, free header there from Johnston, but he got blocked away. So, chance and half chance accruing. Nothing gilt-edged yet, but Johnston just looks to the heavens there. He looked like a free header to me.
Yeah, poor marking by Morocco, but yet again he's got that free header. We saw it with the last corner that they had where Estekio kind of played it low down onto the ground. Johnston was there to head it and flick it back across. So I think that's a man to kind of look out for, is Johnston on these corners, and Morocco now have maybe got to try and mark him a little bit better because that's where the goal might come for Canada, and I think they do need to take this early goal before the hydration break.
Yeah, they do. While their noses are ahead. Ahmed, then the Norwich City man, picks the ball up again. It was sloppiness from Morocco that had given it away, but they really, if they're not pressing all the time, what Canada are doing is holding a shape and pretty much holding players inside the Morocco half. That's where they want to play. That's where they are playing it. Buchanan now on the ball, just getting a feel for it now, making Morocco work a little bit. But the ball goes backwards to Figueroa and then into midfield. Bambito had gone out a little bit further forward. Buchanan now on the ball. Looked like there was a foul on Oluwase, and the referee's given it, and he's also given a card there. So I think Halal has gone in the book, and Redouane Halal of Mechelen. He just treads on the toe, doesn't he? He's a little bit late. I'm not sure the yellow card in that.
Yeah, I think it's probably worse from kind of Michael Oliver's angle because he's behind it. He hasn't got that sort of view that maybe the fourth official has, but Halal has been given that yellow card, and yet again that's something now for Canada to think about. Do they press a little bit more down this right-hand side due to the fact that he's got that injury?
And Saibari's down. Looks like he got hurt in his last little attack. Bombito holding him off. And he himself, well, everything looks fine and dandy in that, and then he got a twinge or something, but that would be a worry because the Bayern Munich man is hugely talented, and he's gone down and he's having treatment.
He is indeed. I'm not entirely sure what he's saying, obviously to the physios. Morocco fans are in full voice, chanting. But yeah, it just seems to be maybe it'll be a little bit of a back problem or a hip problem as he turned to try and pass the ball away. Actually, they've got the. Let's see if that leg is up in the air. I don't think it is. You can see the pink boots that all the football players are wearing for this World Cup, but that doesn't seem to be a good sign. Shirt over face, so I do wonder if he's going to have to come off, and he is. Saibari's going to have to come off the field.
That's a massive blow, absolutely huge blow for them. He's a prodigious talent. They're going to bring on Sofiane Rahimi, their number 9, who is an attacker. So maybe, well, not that they got the ball to Saibari anyway, but playing a proper striker might just work the oracle for them. But that's a blow. Rahimi's got 13 goals in his 41 games. He's hardly super prolific. 30-year-old from Casablanca, who at times had played as a wing, which probably explains a little bit of that as well. He plays his club football with Al Ain. Anyway, so yeah, that's you wouldn't want to be swapping out an Al Ain player for a Bayern Munich player necessarily, would you? But that's what's happened. And it's a free kick as well for Canada, lest we forget an opportunity then. You stack it up, puts the ball way too close to the keeper, and he will come out and take it. And I'm sure we should be on the heels of our little hydration break now. Referee then maybe he's forgotten, but we're still playing on. We'd had a little break then anyway, didn't we? They might as well have taken it then, but of course the floor manager wouldn't be ready for all the adverts that they've got to squeeze into the hydration break. Mazraoui looking to find Brian Diaz there, and the ball not the worst I've seen. Still one in midfield, and then they're coming together, but there's a play on here because it's gone in the favour of Buchanan and his country. Maybe it was one of those things that sort of 6 and 2 threes, that little coming together. Anyway, referee ignored it and allowing the play on for Canada. Still wait for the hydration break. The ball goes out through the back, and Bombito picks it up. The Nice man launches it long, looking for Oliver C. And now under a little bit of pressure, Al gets shoved in the back, and well, there's no pressure when somebody's as daft as, in fact, it was Jonathan David who. And then we get the hydration break. So much ado about nothing there. It's 0-0, but Canada have all the impetus. They probably don't want this break because they're on the front foot.
Yeah, they do indeed. It gives time now for Morocco just to reset themselves. I think Mohamed Wabi will be very disappointed within his players. This is not the side that he's seen throughout this tournament, especially so it'll be interesting to see what he has to maybe say at this hydration break towards his players, see how they come out as well after this hydration break. For Canada, just keep on maintaining that sort of pressure. I think that's what Jesse Marsh will be sort of getting across to his players. Just keep going at the pace that you go in and wait for half time.
Yeah, as I mentioned, Morocco are FIFA ranked 7th in the world, which is I think their highest ever ranking. Clearly they're a good team. Hakimi might be the best right back in the world, but all time so far we've seen him kicked a couple of times and he's just not got going. If they are a good team, and they are, then what's happening to them is the unexpected, which is a team's holding a shape. They're not dropping back below the halfway line. They're playing in their half, and they're saying, right, it's all right passing the ball, but now you're going to be passing the ball under pressure. And as soon as you give that ball away, we're going to have lots of players in your half. We can see a little snapshot of it that they're trying to work it. Canada are very, they play very narrow. So I'd always think about trying to get width if you're the opposition. But a lot of what he's doing is really clever. If you play into the trap of trying to play narrow through the middle, you move from side to side. So a ball, you've got to move the ball quickly against them. You've got to move it from side to side, really stretch them and make them work. And Morocco have failed to do that. Yeah,
they have indeed. I think for Morocco now it's about using the pace. They've got very pacey plays, but they're taking Hakimi somewhat out of the game on this left-hand side. I think he's a bit reluctant to try and go forward due to the fact that Canada are putting on this pressure, so he has to do that defensive duty. It's something that he doesn't want to do. He wants to push higher up the field, but he can't at the moment, which is kind of maybe why Morocco not a little bit struggling, because Hakimi isn't really getting into the game, and as a captain, you want your captain to be in this game at all times.
Yeah, absolutely. They all want to get into the game, don't they? For Morocco, it's easier said than done at the minute. So the Atlas Lions then being held at bay. We're halfway through the first half. Listening to independent off-tube studio commentary. Canada being in front, but they have nothing to show for that. It's going to be Joe now to take us through to half-time.
I don't think it's a bad change as well. Sorry, just going back to the change for Saibari. Rahimi was the Morocco's first choice throughout the AFCON, so maybe he's a bit more sort of used to playing with this Moroccan side. I know that Saibari's had has played with them as well. But as a first choice, it's not a bad one to sort of to go to, and he has slotted in. You know, he is trying to work his way to do what Saibari did, but I think yet again he needs that little bit more support.
Yeah, I don't think they've got a great deal of choice. I think El Kabi is just a bit long in the tooth, maybe, but he would be another one who's an out-and-out striker, really. I don't think they want that target man. I think they always think that they want hard work, a midfielder come striker, and so Rahimi ticks that box, I suppose. But anyway, they're off again. But I think they'll be glad of that hydration break, Morocco, that they could have a restart.
Yeah, indeed, and a foul has been won here by El Canouse. He'll have the free kick then on the left-hand side. Just as I said, Johnson, just coming together of the heads really, but El Canouse felt more of the pressure. I can see why Johnson's just a little bit disappointed with that, because it is a 50-50.
I think he goes a shoulder into the back of him, though. I think one thing about this Canada side is that Jesse Marsh has got them wound up to within an inch of getting cards and getting sent off. I think that's one of his MOs. It's like his life and death, and he have them all under raggedy edge, you know, all that kind of thing. He's done it throughout the tournament. In the game against Qatar, you know, where we saw that unfortunate broken leg, but I think a lot of that was that he got really niggly that game, and sort of unnecessarily so. But I think a lot of it's because he winds his players up. Here come Morocco.
Yeah, Rahimi will try to shot. It is deflected. Good save though. First one that has had to be made by Maxime Crépeau. Just comfortably down towards his right hand side, but that deflection could have taken a little bit more tricky. But Canada that time just being a little bit sloppy at the back with the passing.
Yeah, and Rahimi goes for it there, and I thought that the three plays quite high up the field, and they might have worked that a bit more. You know, I think that's disappointing. Maybe you should try and catch the keeper out cold because they'd won the ball back so quickly there. But maybe not. He's got a player on his inside, probably El Canouse, and that might have been a better option. But I suppose you're a striker and you think, oh, I've just been gifted the ball, I'll give it a go. So I guess I'm being a bit harsh on him.
Try and get his team a goal out of nothing from Canada, because they've been the side that have definitely been in front in this game and not managed to find the back of the net there. Now Mr. Johnson will now have a throw in on the right hand side. It'll be probably one of his long throw-ins, it will be. The players just lined up on the edge of the area. A few inside the box making their way through now. Johnston will throw it in then towards that near post. It's headed away by Morocco, but there's a push in the back on Mazraoui, and it will be a free kick to Morocco then.
I tell you what, the stats are funny, because you're saying overall possession on Morocco at 60%. They must be on top then. They have plenty of the ball, but they've got it exactly where they've got it now, inside their own half. Canada then 4 shots, 2 on target, XG 0.42 to, in comparison, 0.03, and we've just seen that shot. So yes, sometimes having the ball, it depends where you're having it, and if all you're doing is padding it around inside your own half and a team are pouncing and setting traps for you, you know, it can be difficult, and they just haven't found a way to play through the press yet.
No, they haven't. They're trying to break it down here, but yet again, still just maintain possession inside of their own half. They've got it on the left-hand side with Mazraoui. Bit of a sloppy pass back from El Canouse, and they've just managed to get away with it for a throw-in. Last touch came off of Buchanan. Mazraoui will take it, but just back inside of his own half again.
You know, you see them warming up and they do little triangles and, you know, keep ball and somebody's in the middle here and after it. And it's like they've never done any of those drills. It's like they're getting flustered at the very first opportunity, and I just wonder, I mean, surely they're, you know, as professional players, they can all get used to that, but I think they're genuinely surprised that they're not allowed to play out, and that Canada are just not allowing them any easy routes through the field at all.
No, they're not. Ball is made onto this right-hand side, inside the Morocco half still. It's with Diop, now with Hakimi, but let's go back towards his defender. Players are dropping deep now to try and get the ball. And now he has possession of it. Hakimi on the right-hand side. He's blocked off yet again, trying to make his way around the back, but still inside the Morocco half. There's not much pressure coming from Canada. Let's move its way onto the left-hand side now. They finally got out of their own half. Ball forward is looking for Rahimi. He will give chase, but is fouled. Luke Figueroa, and it will be a foul on that left-hand side. It's good tracking. Just puts his body across Rahimi, sees him coming, and gets the foul for it.
He does, yeah. Like you said, he saw him coming a long way off. I just think, all right, I'll take it. But yeah, it's desperate stuff really from Morocco. In my mind's eye, they couldn't really have played any worse in this opening 32 minutes. But like I said, it's like, so what, you know. Good to have played well if you're Canada, but they have got to convert good play then into gilt-edged opportunities, and they've not quite done that.
It's still 0-0. Chasing down the ball was Jonathan David there. Keeper had to play it out underneath his feet quickly, long downfield, but just picked back up by Canada inside of their own half now. 3 of the Moroccan players go forward. 4 of them actually, as they push higher up the field. Johnston has had to push it forward, but only into the middle of the pack of his own half. It was headed by Bouadi. Ball's now back with Canada on the left-hand side. Bit of a heavy pass from Bombito there. Figueroa though managed to keep it in play towards the goalkeeper, but not much pressure coming from Morocco either. And Crepeau is just happy to have the ball at his feet. Finally lays it off onto his right-hand side. Johnston's wanting a little bit more of an option on this right-hand side, and isn't getting it really from Buchanan or Cigar.
No, I think it was difficult there. Buchanan had just gone too far up the field. He's anticipating putting the press on, but they had defending to do, so he didn't link up with that ball given away again. Here come Canada again. Yeah,
ball on the left-hand side. Ali Ahmed tries to turn away from Hakimi. Mr. Keogh plays the ball inside the back stick, headed away by Mazraoui. Johnston's pushed higher up. Mazraoui has to deal with the second ball in. We'll go out for a throw-in on the right-hand side to Canada then. Nico Cigar he was going to take it, but Alistair Johnston instead will now take it. And Mohamed Wabi not happy with the way his side are playing at the moment.
You could tell, couldn't you? I mean, he looked baffled. To be honest, if you're looking across at him for instruction, you're just getting a man who looks completely perplexed. And their players are looking at each other going, well, what are we doing? Why are we playing like this? And then Mr. Nazraoui got caught by his own man, Halhal, who he can't get yellow carded for elbowing his own man in the chops, but that's exactly what he did, and it's another corner kick.
Yeah, it will be. Eustachio will be the taker of it then. One arm raised. Plenty of players in and around the penalty spot areas. He's chipped in there, flicked on at the near post. Not cleared away by Morocco. Ball falls back out to Ali Ahmed, but he couldn't quite get the shot off, and a foul has been given. They've taken the free kick quickly here, Morocco, on the right-hand side, but I think Michael Oliver pulled it back there.
Bouadi there, last-ditch challenge. Did he handle the ball after that? He was getting maybe manhandled at the time, but his hand flicked at the ball there when he was on the deck. I think they'd already maybe given the foul, but Bouadi there is challenging from the wrong side of that ball, and he's challenging through to the dark-shaded Canada players. And if he doesn't get that right, they either thump it in from close range or it's a penalty. I mean, that is just last-ditch stuff, really, and absolutely brilliant from Ayoub Bouadi. But they're a bit desperate today. They've given the ball away again. It's Mazraoui now. Wow, and Buchanan had just nicked it off like candy off a baby. What is it with these guys today?
Don't know what it is, but they're not getting it out of their own half. Mazraoui's disappointed with himself there. You can see the reaction from him. They've won themselves, I think, a throw-in on this right-hand side. Last touch did come off Mazraoui. Buchanan, I think, wanted a free kick for the foul, but there's not really much in that from Mazraoui, and it will be a throw-in.
Be a long one from Johnston as well. They've got a prodigious long throw, so referee's trying to get a move on with it.
Ball inside the box, and near push it again. Bouadi's headed it away, but still inside the Morocco half. Johnston's picked it up, but challenge comes in from El Canouse, but they've still got it of Canada. Johnston has tried to get away from Mazraoui. He's taking it off him. Ball to Rahimi. He tries to thread a ball through, but can't quite do so. Unahi, he was the man who was looking for. Mazraoui's gone down for a challenge, I think, by Johnston. I think it was just a little bit of a late one.
Well, it's the third late one from Alistair Johnston, if it is. In fact, no, he kind of ran into Bombito, didn't he, there? But he can't make himself invisible at that point, can he, Moishe Bombito? And yeah, that's what you get when you run into a slab of a man like that. Going to come off second best.
Saibara has seen images of him. He's got the tracksuit on, watches on from the bench now, a place where he didn't really want to be, but a little bit of a weird one because we didn't actually see what was the matter with him.
No, he was trying to hold the ball up away from Bombito, and he looked like he'd done it successfully. He looked like he was fine. He didn't go down at that point, but then the next thing he's feeling whatever he's feeling, and he's off. So yeah, it didn't look anything, and they're always the ones, aren't they, where it's a big worry, you know.
Morocco can't get it out from underneath their feet at the moment, and Canada have picked it back up, but they've given away another free kick here, and Canada not happy with that one being given. Unahi, I think it was, who has been challenged there. Yeah, a few goes at him, actually, and the right decision. Nico Seagar was the man who has given the ball away for the free kick. But yet again, back inside the Morocco half it goes. Onto the left hand side to Mazraoui, switched it to Diop.
I mean, how many times the centre backs put sort of passed it between themselves and got nowhere, or indeed given the ball away out the back, they go long this time, but then that's a waste of time. They can't get Brahim Diaz into the game. You know, we've seen one shot from Rahimi when they've lost the ball. Larry are getting angry with Ashraf Hakimi, and Michael Oliver trying to hold them all at bay. What's going on here? Everybody getting involved. Again, I'm telling you that Canada are completely overwhelmed. It may not be their fault, but they're always so willing to join in everything, you know. So you don't want to get pushed about if you're a football team, but I think they overdo it. Michael Oliver, desperate to get in the middle of it and stop anybody doing something stupid. I think he did a good job.
Yeah, I think he did as well, but yet again, it's frustrations from Morocco. They're not doing much. That long ball over the top. Hakimi has then pushed Lai to the floor. I think, of course, Lai has had a few goes at Hakimi as well. Hakimi is continuing to go here.
He's booted him a couple of times, and again, the referee gets in between them. Again, quite right, but they've got to calm it down. He got his yellow card out, so it looks like Hakimi will get booked. Still arguing. Yeah, he clearly overdid it, but it looks like Larry's getting the same. So, and he's telling Eustachio to get lost as well. But so they're both going to the referee's notebook, and he's time to calm it down. And yeah, and Eustachio, I don't think his two penneth need to be said either necessarily, but there we go.
It's just a bit silly from Hakimi. We see it again there, and Laya's just tried to block him off, and Hakimi's just pushed him to the ground, and he gets the reaction, of course. Defugero was in there pushing Hakimi, and then Hakimi got into the back of him as well. You know, frustrations for both teams. I can see why Morocco are frustrated, because yet again it's a ball that's just gone over the top. There's no real need for it. They're trying to play it to Rahimi and to this right hand side. Yet again Hakimi's gone up for it, but it's just another ball that Canada have dealt with.
But I still can't quite work out why that blew up, because there's nothing hugely obvious, was there? It's just like, yeah, like you said, a tiny bit of frustration and a few choice words, but you've got to be a bit stronger than that, don't you? Anyway, maybe that will fire Morocco up, because at the minute they need something. They need to light a fire, don't they? They need to do something, because it's been a real no-show from them.
It has been indeed. Canada have won themselves a free kick as well. El Canouse all over the path of Seagar, and it will be a free kick for Canada inside their own half, which they have taken. Dropped it in towards their defenders. Bombito now has possession. He's seen the run of somebody. I think he saw the goalkeeper off his line there and tried to play maybe a ball forward or a shot, but straight back towards Morocco. Morocco have had loads of the possession, but still inside their own half. They just wait for these long balls to go forward, and this is not the Morocco that I saw against Netherlands. The Morocco that I saw against Netherlands was passing play, and it was, you know, it was really nice to see. They weren't doing these long balls over the top, but for Canada, it seems to be just a different tactic.
I think because they can't seem to be able to play through them, and now you know they've lost Saibari. I think they've lost their way a little bit. They were really good against Brazil, and then my other thought is that you think, oh, in Canada, you know, if we knock Netherlands out, we played really well against Brazil, I got a good draw with them. Who are Canada? And maybe they've just not really planned out what they were going to do, or not really thought about it. They don't seem to have plan B to get through this press. Then they keep giving the ball away.
Of course, one of these two teams will face either Paraguay or France. And if Morocco play like this, they're going to have the work cut out for them against France. If Canada play like this, though, they might have to switch up their tactics if they do get through a little bit. They can't maybe keep on with this high press, but it might work against France a little bit.
Well, I think that they'll give themselves a chance. I mean, it's not too dissimilar to the PSG template where everybody wants to get on the front foot and then you want to play in the opposition half. And they've managed to execute that plan perfectly in this first half. You know, they've done it really well. So who's to say they can't do it against a better team? And let's face it, you just don't want the ball to go to their three attackers, do you? Another yellow card here. Michael Oliver been probably a bit more busy than he would like, but I'm not sure he's shown that too. But I guess, well, there was a little pullback by Johnston, but I don't think it was that. So let's see if there's anything a bit more deep-seated there. I think Jonathan David there, he's running across the back legs and he's stopping his man on purpose. I always think that should be a yellow card. In this tournament, it's not always necessarily been though, but Jonathan David does pick up yellow.
Yeah, quite a few things for both managers to think about on the yellow card front, especially for Canada, sorry, Lai, but especially for Morocco as well. Hakimi and Hal have both been booked. Both defenders have been booked, and of course now Canada's striker has been booked. Ball towards the back sticks, headed on, but by Diop, but away by Canada, towards Jonathan David. He thinks about sticking a high foot up, but chooses not to. Ball is still with Morocco inside the Canada half. They've won themselves a throw-in on the right-hand side by Rahimi. Nice touch came off of Pujarol. Goes on a play for the throw-in, which they've taken here, but lost out to Jonathan David. Oh, challenging the back there isn't the best one. Canada are wanting a yellow card. It has been brandished by Michael Oliver. Another yellow card for Unahi this time. There's a late challenge on the back of Jonathan David. Just gets away, just hooks the back leg.
Silly that. Didn't need to do that, did he? I mean, he had such a long way to go. Yeah, you've lost the ball, so what? These things happen, and particularly your midfielder, it's like, yeah, you're going to lose the odd duel. Asadine Unai, he's not helped his teammates there. The yellow card, they won the ball back from the free kick almost immediately, but pointless yellow card.
We'll play the 45 minutes then. We'll have a bit of additional time to be added on by the fourth official. Just wait for his ball to go up. Jesse Marsh just sat on the cooling box. Just watches, fixes his hair, watches on for his team. Maybe not too many words from Jesse Marsh, but here come Morocco down this left-hand side then with El Kanous. He's got bodies coming forward now, plays it into Rahim. It's not the best ball. Is he fouled by Bombito? He's not, says the referee. And Canada come away with the ball. Mazraoui's getting back there. Alouashi's done well. Has he kept it in play? He hasn't. Ball goes out for a Morocco throw-in then. 6 minutes of additional time has been put up by the fourth official. We'll just see it again from Bombito. Just swipe the legs, but nothing intentional.
No, I think Rahim is desperate to try and win a free kick because the ball plays slightly behind him. It wasn't good enough. But and lots of everybody's at it now because the referee got his cards out, and so everybody's flinging themselves to the ground now. We're hoping they can get somebody else booked. Let's take another look at this one. Yeah, Jonathan Davis going for 50-50. He hangs a leg out with Unahi. Unahi jumps to the ground, rolling around, screaming, hoping he can influence the referee and get his man sent off. We're going to see a lot of that. And then so Jesse Marsh, red in the face, furious. But like I said, I think that those things will happen to his teams because the way he sets it all up. Everybody's so going for it and all that. They fully wound up the Canada boys. It's another terrible ball from Mazraoui. I mean, he was probably an 8, maybe 8.5 out of 10 against Brazil. What did you mark in the first half? 5, 4.
Yeah, I think he's just got to go off the field, really. He's not had the best of game. He's not been influential at all. He's the one who's lost most of the balls back and Canada have managed to capitalise on, but not from this throw-in then. Morocco have won themselves a free kick because there's another dive really down to the floor.
He felt a faint breath on his back and he's going over. Yeah, Siga didn't need to come into the back of him, but and eventually they decided to give him a free kick. But yeah, we're 0-0. It's been a funny old half, hasn't it? But I'm sure Canada will go in and it will be like, yeah, well done, we sort of executed our plans. But they've got to be weary because I don't think there's any way that Morocco are going to be as bad in the second half.
No, I don't think so. I think Mohamed Wabi will have some strong words to say to some of his players about their performances and maybe some changes as well. I won't be surprised maybe it's a tactical change or if it is just a genuine change, but they've already made, of course, one. Saibari coming off the field, Rahimi coming on in replace of him. But since that hydration break, Morocco have managed to get out of their own half. They were stuck in it for a while. Canada maybe not putting on the pressure as much, but throwing is taken quickly here. Olawashi's managed to get round the back and he's kept on side here, 1-on-1. Halal has he's nutmegged him, but then Mazraoui has done well to cover and kick the ball away long downfield. Rahimi will give chase. Bit of a poor ball back. Bombito's done well there to skip it round Brahim Diaz. And here they come down the left hand side then. Layi, he's got support from Ahmed. He doesn't use him. He does use Ahmed at that point. Tries to play a little 1-2, but it's blocked out easily by Morocco. And here they go down the right hand side. Hakimi's taking it around Layi. Back inside towards Brahim Diaz. El Khanous now has possession of it. Strong challenge nearly comes in from Buchanan. The challenge does come in there, but sloppy at the back there from Morocco as well. Canada try and get themselves away. It's pickpocketed there though. Bouadi onto the right hand side for Diaz.
Morocco keep falling to the trap. Look how narrow again. We're just watching them play through the middle there, Morocco, but you can't thread the eye of that needle. They're too narrow. You keep running into a battle. You've got to go wide, and they're not wide enough, are they? Yeah, and then they shift from side to side pretty well, Canada, anyway, and then it seems, but you've got to keep working that ball. They're just not working it well enough, and they're not patient enough. They keep going straight down there. It's like, oh, it's not working, just chop it down the middle, and then they got, they're in the eye of the storm. But they're going to have to try and work it out second half because it's not been good enough. We've got a minute left of this first half. Won't live too long in the memory though.
Well, I think Canada just needed to maybe score an opening goal here. Maybe just to settle themselves down because Morocco are going to possibly give it everything this second half. And
well, they will do, and it's like you don't get anything for being the better team. It's like we're not marking them, and we'll go through because you were the best on points. Another strong challenge in the middle of the park, and well, referee gives yet another yellow card. This time it's Bilal El Khanous, who, I think all the frustrations there at sea, aren't they? And he put the Figueroa, but let's see what it was. Yeah, needless into him there. He could have pulled out. He didn't need to do what he just did there. Goes in, elbow into him and all that.
It's not the best challenge from El Khanous, but then he wanders off complaining, it can't be me, ref, come on, what have I done? But he's been put into Mike Oliver's book, another player to be added. I think we're on about 6 now of yellow cards. Ball is high up into the field for Ahmed. He tries to take it down, does do so. Mr. Keogh can't quite keep it in play, but the referee has blown his half-time whistle anyway, has Michael Oliver then. Well, frustration's a little bit high within this game for both sides. Canada definitely on top throughout it. Morocco have finally awoken themselves, but maybe a tactical change and maybe some substitutions to come for both sides after plenty of yellow cards within the first half. Frustrated faces for Morocco as they walk off the field at the break. It is Canada 0, Morocco 0.
Half time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco haven't really turned up. Seen one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco haven't really turned up. Seen one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco haven't really turned up. Seen one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco haven't really turned up. Seen one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco haven't really turned up. Seen one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco haven't really turned up. Seen one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco haven't really turned up. Seen one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco haven't really turned up. Seen one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco haven't really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco haven't really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco haven't really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco haven't really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco haven't really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco haven't really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco haven't really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco haven't really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco haven't really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco haven't really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwaseyi, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwase, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwase, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwase, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is Canada 0, Morocco 0. Well, Morocco really turned up. See one deflected shot from Soufiane Rahimi. That's about it. Ismail Saibari went off injured early doors, but they haven't had a kick. Well, they have had a kick, but mostly in front of their own goalkeeper. Canada have set traps for them. Tani Oluwase, the shot saved by the feet of Yassine Bounou. And also Alistair Johnson had a header blocked. Canada have been on top, but they just can't work enough opportunities. Half-time in Houston, it is. Right, then we're back, and so, yeah, it's all black and white, isn't it, out there? And that's a little given the respective colours. But Morocco need a. Do they need a written invite into the game? Well, the second half started, and they need to do better for Canada. You know, it's all right playing their game, but have they got a cutting edge? Can they find a way through from having played well? Hakimi needs to get going, and here he is. Joe, it was a weird first half, really, mainly because we thought that Morocco with 6 in midfield would dominate, but they had more ball, but they didn't do anything, and clearly they were rattled by Canada. But what we expected in the second half.
I think Canada have just got to do the same again, but I think for Morocco it's about the high press. They've got to support their striker Rahimi. They didn't support Saibari enough. They struggled to get it out of their own half, and Canada weren't putting much of a press on until the mistakes happened by Morocco.
Here is Hakimi a bit further up the pitch than we're used to. He runs past Ahmed, but he's stopped by Lariat, and so that ball goes out. Will be a throw. I'm sure there was a lot of discussion. I was thinking it wasn't about necessarily that if you're Morocco, you've got a striker on now, you wanted to dominate midfield, blah blah blah. You got all the players to do that. I don't even think it was that. It was just an ambition to either play wider or just work out that they needed to play further up the field, to play in the opposition half. So if you want to do that, your players have to physically be there. If they're getting pushed back, then sometimes you've got to let your marker go and just step around them and drag them back. You know, they were being pushed around, really. And so I'm sure they would have talked about all that. There's some very experienced boys in there who know what they're talking about, and plus their manager, Wabi. But they've given the ball away again. They've done exactly what they've done the first half. Oluwase now looking for a little ball into the box. He gets it back now. The best he could do there was win a corner kick, which is what he did. Eustachio there, did he really just bang into Michael Oliver there? It looked like that.
I think he did. Michael Oliver had to push him away there from the reaction from the captain, getting up straight into the face. And well, for me, Ahmed is looking for the foul there. I don't see anything wrong in that. Although she did well, I think he might have been offside.
And then Eustachio grabbed him by the arm, and then he seemed to bang into him. And I thought, I won't have that. I would not have that for a referee. I'm going to yellow card him for that. Anyway, Eustachio now has got the corner kick to take. He takes it short this time. We've seen every variation from him. Now a chance to deliver, but lays the ball back to Ahmed. They've changed from having a good angle to having a bad angle. Ball swept in. It's not a bad ball actually, then from Johnston, but De Figueroa sticks a long leg out and he gets no kind of contact, and that ball flies over the top. And so Morocco have it back. Early ball to Diaz. He gets it out feet to Rahimi. He goes on a little run now. De Figueroa slides and takes him out. And well, it's going to be a yellow, and he deserved that. He didn't need to do that. He could have jockeyed him. What's he doing?
He's heading down towards the corner flag there, and if De Figueroa just stands his ground, he's not going to go anywhere, Rahimi. He's looking up to see who he can kind of pass it to. And it's such a silly challenge because Rahimi's only going to go down towards the byline. He's not really going anywhere. And like you said, had he jockeyed him up towards that byline, he had players in support. Rahimi's got no support there. He's not going to pass it to anybody because he's gone up alone. It's just a really silly challenge.
I think that, again, I would point to the fact that I think that the team being overwhelmed at half-time yet again. You know, all blood and guts, you could see it there. I thought he was going to just chop him down, and he did. Anyway, Hakimi now, ball across the face, shot comes in, what a strike, and it's in the back of the net. Oh my word, Nahi there, a right foot strike, a well-worked free kick, a daisy cutter to him, and he hits it first time. Wow, there you go.
Really nice set piece done by Morocco there. This is not what Canada wanted after a brilliant first half start from them. The second half, not so much from this free kick. It's a good delivery there, just across the floor. Onahi, who's just on his own, edge of the area, not picked up because they think that delivery, they think the ball's going to go inside the box there. Nobody's picked him up. It's a first-time strike, and it beats Crepa, who's not had much to do in net. He dives the right way down to his left-hand side, but cannot make any contact with the ball. It's into the back of the net. It's the start that Morocco wanted. It's not the start that Canada wanted.
Wow. Are there players in his way or offside? I'm just looking again. I don't think there is a VAR. If there is, Jared Gillett, did it scrape off a Canada boot here, maybe off one of the defenders? I'm not sure. There's nothing wrong with it, is there? There's nothing wrong with it. Maybe took the defender, which took it away. But you know what? What a stupid free kick. What a stupid free kick. And they don't need to play like that. They figure all they're clapping his hands, but the camera lingers on him because if he jockeys and does his job properly, that free kick's not given. There's no need for that. He's got somebody running away who's in a tight space. He can't go anywhere. And he just chops him down there. Yellow card. Free kick goes, hits the back of the net. It was, you know, perfectly done. But anyway, don't. Well, I get it. I get that they're playing the ragged edge Canada, but it's costing them.
Yes, indeed. Mohamed Wabi, the Moroccan coach, still doesn't look too happy within his side. But I said if Canada didn't get anything within this first half, watch out because Morocco are going to now come at you. They're going to give you everything that they've got within inside this second half, and they are pressing a little bit higher. The case is now is that Canada get a little bit frustrated by Morocco, and there's a few yellow cards, and they start to lose their heads a little bit. If I'm him, Lai's just gone down on the floor there previously, and he did look like he was grabbing Brahim Diaz a little bit rough around the neck. So he's got to be careful of that as well, because he's one that I'd be looking at just in case he explodes on the field.
Absolutely. Well, I think there's a propensity for them all to do that. Brahim Diaz, they're on the ball and maybe caught a little bit of Larry. I think it was unintentional, but again, counter-attack is on. Again, here he comes. Hakimi can run past Ali Ahmed. He's got the pace on him. Ali Ahmed sticks with it. Hakimi cuts inside him, tries to put the challenge in. Did he catch him? No, he did not. Joe is just sort of shaking his head at that, and Michael Lovell couldn't have been in a better position, could he? And then the ball is run out by Richie Lariat. He's looking for a fight with somebody, isn't he? But again, it's high-stakes stuff. It's exciting now. I don't think it was a great challenge in the first half. Hakimi fell over the ball, didn't he, essentially?
Yeah, he did indeed. It's good jockeying by Ahmed there. He had the pace to beat him, did Hakimi, but he wanted that ball inside the box a little bit quicker. But Canada did well to mark off the players inside the box, so Hakimi couldn't play it in there. He cut back inside and just tripped over the ball as he went in. He wants the free kick, of course he does. Goes down in that sort of situation. It's another free kick for them, but Morocco just being caught offside here from yet again. And it's not the long balls over the top now for Morocco. They're playing the passing football.
Yeah, I mean, it was a ball to their striker, which, you know, got the free kick. I mean, it's a goal out of nothing now, but maybe they can build on it. Lovely play by Rahimi there, lovely little in and out, controls the ball, or was it Inahi? But either which way, they've kept hold of the ball. Again, they're pressed. Ahmed has done well. He did well with his last challenge with Hakimi, where Hakimi seemed to have outpaced him, but Ahmed very wisely ran straight and caught up with him, enough to put him under. But Morocco just playing through the press a little bit more, aren't they? I think they're trying to work out where they do look just a tad wider. Also, when they're playing out from the back, they've got more bodies strung out in a line to go from side to side. I wouldn't say it's working wonderfully well. Just to say that they've given the ball away again. Here's an opportunity. Oluwase, he's cut back. He's not good enough. And there you go. You can win as much ball as you like, but you need to be more clinical. And now there's an opportunity for Morocco on the break. Brahim Diaz then to Rahimi. Was he just off there? I'm not sure. Maybe he held up the run pretty well, but there's a good block off there. He's cut back, blocked away at the expense of the corner. Yeah, they've got to be careful now. Morocco playing that a little bit better. Now they're a goal to the good, and Canada having to force more bodies forward. They're getting caught in the sucker punch counter-attack.
Yeah, I did say in the first half that if Canada do continue to play within, you know, that high pressing football, that just takes Morocco just to switch on, and they're up the field, and we saw it there. It became that 3-on-2. It wasn't the best delivery inside the box. It's a good block yet again. I still feel like, and we saw it again, Morocco have that mistake in them. They're passing it around the back yet again, and I feel like they are going to lose it a little bit in that midfield.
Yeah, they have done all through the game, haven't they? But Hakimi takes a corner kick, the ball in, El Khanous comes off his thigh, don't know much about it, and the ball played long and through the box. Ainawi they've gone to pick it up, but he made a bit of a dog's dinner with that, and the ball's gone out. It will be a goal kick, 55 minutes on the clock, then it's Houston, and it's Canada who have a problem. Jesse Marsh, well, come on, mate. He looks down, shaking his head, but that's not the body language his lads want to see when they look across. They want to see positivity. If he don't believe it, they won't believe it. You know, you can't moan about your luck. It seemed we've got them wound up, and De Figueroa looking to take no prisoners, gave away a free kick that they didn't mark properly from, but they, you know, they probably were going to need to score a goal today. So they still need to do that. There's nothing's changed, so they just need to crack on with it. Larry takes at his throat. Eustachio back to goal, just enough to hold the ball up. Ball back to De Figueroa, and now to Bombito, and then out to Buchanan, right hand side. He's got runners ahead of him. Oluwase, but he can't find him, and the ball picked off. But the ball to El Khanous is a poor one. Eventually all the way back it goes to Crepo, who hasn't had much to do. There's not much he could have done with the goal either. Ball forward, Ahmed heads away. He's flicked on in the midfield. One back, a bit of head tennis. Ball going this way and that. And Morocco ahead takes it further forward, and then Rahimi tries to spin into a gap. The ball thumped away from him though, and into the feet of Bonner, who just clears his lines. De Figueroa wins his header. Hakimi on the march, and then he looked like he fouled his man running through the back of Larry. It was no big deal. They wanted the free kick to be taken quickly. They do. Surely that ball was rolling again. They won't let him take it. So Canada 0, Morocco 1. 58 minutes on the clock, and the ball goes long to Ali Ahmed. It doesn't look like the worst ball I've ever seen. He does really well there. He wins a corner kick, worked it out there. What can I get from this? Not a lot. I'm going to play it off Buhari, and when he's side of corner, it's been an interesting bunch of corners really from their number 7. you know, short, long. He's even had a pot shot goal on one of them, so I think he's got a degree of control. Eustachio, can he find the right ball here? Anyway, let's see. Going to be right-footed in swinger. Gives the signal one hand. Ball goes to the far post. De Figueroa heads it on, but then he's the wrong side of it. The ball is scraped away. Another opportunity if Johnston gets himself out there, can deliver a long throw in, but no, they're letting somebody else have the pop. In fact, no, they won't, because he has got a long throw in.
He does indeed. I think maybe changes are coming for Canada. I saw a few lined up down there. I definitely wouldn't be surprised to see Lai come off, and I think you match him up there with Alphonso Davies. I think you go for pace with him and Hakimi, really.
Yeah, we see the long throw come in. Mazraoui heads away, ball nodded back to corner kick. In fact, the throw-in taken. Hurled in by Johnston like that. El Canus has got to clear his lines. Great job of it. Ball back to Eustachio, then Johnston. Ball is inside. That's blocked off just as well. I suppose they're El Ainaoui, the Roma man, just getting the foot in. Otherwise, they'd been overloaded down that right. They need something, don't they, Canada? I don't know what it is. It's hard to put your finger on. In a sense, they're playing well, and here they go again. Was that shoving the back on Oluwase? He goes down in the box. Referee looks long and hard. The flag had gone up the far side. Well, is there a case to answer here? Nusayr Mazraoui, he goes down claiming he's the victim of that, but surely Oluwase got a shove in the back there.
Yeah, it looked like that from first look at it. Of course, we'll have maybe another look to see. Ball on the top.
He's offside.
He is just offside. I thought maybe Diop might be playing him, but there is a case there to say that he is getting towards the ball. I think he does initiate contact. He does run somewhat into the path of Halal, and I can see why the referee hasn't given it, because it could be. We saw it earlier within the France game where Mbappe initiated the contact. Everybody thought it was a penalty, and Mbappe initiated the contact. I think for me there, he's initiating the contact as well.
Yeah, he was sort of looking for it a bit. Maybe he knew he was offside. Wanted something else to happen, but nowadays they work it all out anyhow. Morocco got the ball there, given the offside. Ball back to the keeper, who is the lefty. Bono hits the ball long. De Figueroa wins his header. Eustachio is a good ball forward. Lovely little triangle until it's not. And then the ball won back by Morocco. Bouhaddi stretching out a long leg. And Larry's got to go back to his keeper. We reckon Larry might be going off. But one or two looking over the shoulder right now. Bombito into midfield. Siga's not really played well. Been really featured as he Bombito steps around his challenger, finds Johnston, back to De Figueroa, looking it nicely. I've had a lot, and I've seen a bit of Jonathan David. He got a good move to Juve, but he and Oluwase, I think, just haven't quite got on with it enough today. I don't know who's playing the better out of the two, but neither is really catching the eye.
No, not really. And of course, Jonathan David is on that yellow card as well. I thought within the first half they'd used their strength okay, and they tried their best to try and get the ball. Oluwase did have somewhat of a good first half. He had that shot that was just saved by Bonu, but yet again, we see it again, a little bit of a head explosion from Oluwase. Didn't think that one was a foul, but drags him back as a couple of digs at him. But I think they've both got to be taken off the field. I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe Larin and Promise David come on.
Right, and changes for Morocco. And Sofiane Amrabat, a hell of a player really. Maybe things had gone a little bit downhill. El Canus off as well for Shemstin, Talbi, the Sunderland man. Bouhaddi is the other player who's gone off. So sort of understandable changes really. Good players coming on. Probably as good as the guys they're replacing really. Oluwase goes off. Jonathan Davis scored too many goals, and Kyle Larin as well. He's got a prodigious goal-scoring record for Canada. So no great surprises there. Larin has scored 32 goals in 93 games as Kyle Larin for Canada, so not surprised there. Anyway, Rahimi fires the ball across there. It's the first opportunity to get their new man into the game. Amrabat then wins the ball in midfield, and they're trying to get something going. Talby's had a good season, hasn't he, for Sunderland? I think he has got a lot of talent. Ball smashed across by Amrabat, dealt with by De Figueroa. Brahim Diaz, quiet game for him. He a little bit of quality, flicks it out of his feet, then a back heel, not bad, but he didn't quite meet him there. So yeah, the changes that come in. Although I say I thought might have actually played better than Jonathan David today, but you pick your man who gets a goal every other game, don't you? We'll break off now. Brahim Diaz into the box. De Figueroa watches him. How many bodies they had in there? Hakimi had done the lap, but the ball didn't reach him. Now they're in a bit of jeopardy because they've lost the ball. Little heel there, and then was Amrabat brought down? Maybe, yes, according to the referee. Game really flowing now, Joe. It's going end to end, isn't it? And I think there are more goals to come. You know.
Yeah, definitely lovely stuff from Brahim Diaz. Just nutmeg straight through the legs of Lai. The back heel from Hakimi, wanted to play that simple 1-2, nearly worked out. A bit like you said, I thought that Oluwaseyi might stay onto the field just because Jonathan David has that yellow card, but he's a goal scorer. You want to keep him on there alongside of Kyle Larin. I do think he might be taken off at some point. I think though Jesse Marsh wants a goal back for his side before he starts to maybe make a few more changes.
Yeah, you've got to keep your best players in it really. One thing Jonathan David has seen, he might not be having a great game, but giving half a chance, he knows where the back of the net is, and that's why he's paid the big bucks for Juve. Big gap, but and then it's like a really strong challenge there. I just thought Bombito's in trouble there. If he just to bring him down, he might have been last man. But again, Michael Owen's in a better position than us to see that maybe it wasn't, and maybe he was just jockeying for the ball. But that looked tight. Yeah,
it did indeed. He's got the benefit of the doubt, though. There's a few fouls where Michael Oliver has been maybe a bit more lenient, but he's definitely not been lenient within the card situation. We've not had any more so far, but yet again, you do feel like there are still a few silly challenges that are going in.
Yeah, here we go. Looks like Canada got round the back. Amrabat comes across. Did the ball come off his helmet? Nobody's claiming anything. It looks just like it's going to be a corner kick then. Amrabat gets the pat in the back there, covering across. He was offside anyway, but it's funny, isn't it, when it's a corner, it doesn't add up. If it had a shot at goal there, it would have been blocked off. Looking at Unahi's strike. Yeah, I'm not really bothered what KMH it was. It was more, it was a good direction. When the ball's coming from his right, to hit it right-footed, it takes a lot of doing. So I think that's a hell of a strike. And to get power on it, he got enough. And I think there was a tiny deflection, which helped take it away from the fingertips of the keeper, Crepo, who was diving to his left-hand side. He couldn't keep it out. There's really not much between the two teams, though, is there, to be honest, today? But maybe just that little bit of luck.
Yeah, just the pressure coming from Canada now. You can see that they want it more. Morocco trying to get the second, trying to put this game to bed, but here come Canada again.
Oh, and the ball laid back to the keeper. Is he caught late there? And if he is, who's it by? Well, a yellow card up for Kyle Larin then. I was just wondering if that had been David, then he'd have been gone. But he does catch Bunu. And Larin there just shepherded away. He's got to go for that. But let's take another look at it. Hakimi thinks he's just guiding it back. And then Larin's on the scene. He's just a tiny bit late.
Yeah, he is. He bumps into the goalkeeper. I don't think it's as bad as Bono's making it out to be, really. I mean, I thought Michael Oliver was going to go straight for the red card, but
he just catches back leg, doesn't he?
Ever so much, but for me, it's a 50-50. Yeah, Larin's a little bit late, but as a striker, you're going to go for them. But as we know, goalkeepers are a little bit more heavily protected now.
Yeah, protected species, and just we say that they've gone for a hydration break. It is Canada 0, Morocco 1. Well, my thoughts coming in, Morocco would dominate. They would be too good. I thought there'd be a few cards. Canada play like that. They seem to want to get involved in a fist fight every time they're out there. Maybe that works in their favour, maybe not. It's been inconsequential. The long and short of today is that in front of goal, they've not been able to create. You know, they haven't played either of the strikers into a good enough position. It looks like creativity is lacking. For all the procedure and winning the ball out in the field and all that, it's quality that scores goals.
Yeah, it is indeed. I was very surprised to see that maybe changes hadn't been made at half-time for Morocco, but yet again, you want to keep your best players out on the field. Mazraoui didn't have the best game. I still think he's not having the best game. I think he's still maybe got a mistake within him somewhere, but Canada, you can see now after that first goal, they haven't really let them. They haven't let it knock them as much, because you can see they're still urging to try and get it, and I think there's a little bit more urgency now to try and get themselves back in the game. To me, there shouldn't be a goal behind them.
No, yeah, it was a big mistake. They were roughhousing too much, and when Figueroa came across, he could have jockeyed, but you know, he'd got steam coming out of his ears, that look of thunder on his face. You know, he was only going to do one thing from the result in free kick. Like I said, the ball rolled, and then hitting it first time when it's coming from your right footed. Takes a bit of doing, but Azadine Unahi gets paid good money to be that good, and he struck the ball nice and cleanly, and through a few bodies, and it didn't allow Maxam Crepeau to dive across and get there. Just a few running repairs. Now it's a Diop down. It's hydration break to sat down. You wouldn't actually want to do that, I don't think. Anyway, work to do. So Canada 0, Morocco 1. About 70 minutes now. They take about 3 minutes, don't they? It's hydration break. Have to squeeze in some adverts, but for us it's a change of the guard. So we are halfway through the second half. Listening to independent off-tube studio commentary, and it's going to be Joe now to take us through to full time.
Just seen an England shirt inside those Moroccan shirts as well. That's just paid for this game to come down. I saw that a few Scottish fans before they left enjoyed the baseball as well. For both sides, the fans are still cheering on. Morocco fans were even, you know, they were in full voice when the team was drawing as well. Canada fans maybe not so much that they are a goal behind, but still want their team to try and get back into it. Of course, they've had a 1-1 with Bosnia, 6-0 against Qatar. They've lost to Sweden 2-1, but then of course beat South Africa only by 1 goal. So they are a goal behind at the moment. Can they maybe try and find an equaliser inside the second half? But at the moment it's just Morocco with the ball. Kimi, nice little 1-2 with the goal scorer Unahi. The ball is flicked out of play yet again on this right hand side. He's the man. Jesse Marsh in full conversation there. 4 of his teams around him. 4 of his assistant coaches trying to maybe help him out, giving him a little bit of advice about a tactical change. Or
yeah, well, the think tank they're in operation, weren't they? They've got work to do, and you know, 4 heads are better than 1, I think. But I like that. He's taking advice on board. It can be a lonely place, I think, being the man responsible for the entire hopes of the nation. But I think his team, regardless of of what happens today, can be proud of the effort that they've put in. You know, they've not been easy beats, have they? And they're to be respected. But it could well be that it's all ending here, because there's not long left really. 18 minutes now, plus whatever we've got added on, which could be as much as 10 minutes. They've had an amazing amount of time in some of these games. But at the moment, they're going out, aren't they? So they need to find a way.
Yeah, of course, they managed to find a way against South Africa through Stefan Eustachio. Sent his home nation through in his adopted home of California. And of course, it was at the Los Angeles Stadium. He spent a season on loan at Los Angeles from Porto. And provided the moment to eliminate South Africa out of this World Cup.
Yeah, that'd have been the sweep. So want best please, but I've still got Colombia running for me, so I'm ever hopeful. But yeah, Eustachio's shot was a good one, just the edge of the area. They'd not cleared their lines, and when Canada get on the front foot, you get that second ball thing, don't you? If the ball drops, they just haven't sort of been lucky with that today, have they? Because at times they've played well, and the ball then rolled past Johnston, gives him no opportunity. Yeah, they've made their plans now, and I'm sure they're getting those final subs ready, Canada, and fans are trying to give them a hand. Get them going for one last hurrah. Maybe if they can squeeze a goal like this, it won't be a last hurrah. Maybe they can keep in the comp, but it's just a one-goal game, that's it, and you're never out of it at that.
And the ball is on the left-hand side, throwing for Morocco with Mazraoui. Tries to play it down the line. A little bit of a flick on there from Rahimi, and he fouls Johnston. Johnston just told to get back up towards his feet, though. Seems okay. Ball forward by Crepeau towards Larry. Gets a slight nudge in the back from Diop, who then hobbles away. Doesn't seem to be too comfortable there. Headed back towards the goalkeeper. Bono claims it well, but Diop there pulling up with a little bit of an injury. He seems all right now, but just clutching at that leg.
Done the right, does he? We saw him in the break down on the deck, didn't we? Which is unusual. Usually players want to keep their feet in the hydration break. A slug of water, but not go to ground. I don't know if that is cramp or what's happening with him, but maybe they'll need to switch him out, because you can't have a player on one leg, can you? And he's definitely not moving well.
Yeah, of course, Canada have already written a new chapter of history just by reaching the World Cup knockout rounds. They can now proudly boast the first ever World Cup knockout victory, which was just reward for their relentless endeavour against South Africa. Can they move on to go higher up in the World Cup? They're a goal down so far against Morocco, but they've got themselves a throw in here. Of course, I think Johnston will be the taker of it with his long throw-ins then. 5 seconds to take them, and I think that's what Michael Oliver is just repeating towards Johnston, who's gone to pick up the ball from the cone. Plenty of players move in towards the near post.
Yeah, you haven't got time for this. He's thrown the ball down to pick another ball off the cone, which he didn't really have time for. The referee's allowing all this. It is exactly what we didn't want out of the World Cup. We didn't want it to be a procession of long throws. Yeah, it's not right. Anyway, keeper comes out, punches the next ball in. Still not being cleared though. Yeah,
Ahmed tries to dink it back in, headed away by Diop. Unahi tries to flick it on, doesn't quite get it. Eustachio takes it down, will try the shot. Is he pulled back by Mazraoui? He is. And I think it will be a free kick on the edge of the area. It will be. Eustachio was just pulled down outside the box. I thought Michael Oliver might be pointing to the penalty spot, and that is exactly what Eustachio is saying.
So Amrabat gets the wrong side of it. He just has a little pull at him, doesn't he, there? And he's willing to go down. He's desperate to get inside the box at that point, but it just started in the D, didn't it? And I think that's about right. A lot of the times the referee wouldn't want to give that because he's worried about whether it's in the box or not, but with VAR now he can say what he likes. I'm glad he didn't just let it go and let VAR sort it out, because unless it's a penalty, then they will take a free kick outside the box. So it's good refereeing that. It's so close though. It's very difficult to get this one up and down. So I guess Eustachio will take it. I'm not sure, but we'll see. He's taking all the set pieces, hasn't he?
Yeah, yes, indeed. Lai is back in conversation with Hakimi. I think he's just had a go at Unahi as well. Michael Oliver's had to separate them up. There's a word with one or two players inside the wall. Lai, I've said it before, but yet again he's already in another argument with Hakimi, and I think that's going to be the struggle really for him. I think if I'm Jesse Marsh, I'm thinking about taking him off the field really.
I think he likes all that, but anyway, it might end up costing him. But here we go. This flies in. You know, they're back in the World Cup, aren't they? And takes one good hit of the ball. Very difficult where it is to get that ball up and down.
Well, Canada have lined up their own wall. Jonathan David will take it, tries to chip it. He's over the crossbar though. I thought Ahmed was going to take it, he didn't. It was Jonathan David. He tried to trick out Bonu, went back towards the side that he was at, but in the end, just not really good. Just tries to dink it so it drops, but doesn't drop before the crossbar.
Yeah, like I said, you know, a couple of times, it's so hard to get that ball to come back down. It's a good ball, this World Cup ball. Larry and Ahmed go off now, so you were right. He was too wound up there. But promised him it comes on, so it's a change of shape. He's a striker, isn't he? Schaffelberg is the other one. Yeah, very positive that. I don't know what they're going to be doing at the back, but it might be 3 at the back or something. We can see that when he was talking to his coaches, it was something more elaborate than just a change of personnel. So they've definitely changed shape.
Yeah, definitely. I won't be surprised as well. The tactical changes have to come. Shot comes in from distance though there. Good save by Bono down towards his right-hand side. Beautiful shot just came in. I think it was Buchanan who took it. It was. Just saw the opening from distance. It's a good save. I think it may have just been going wide, but Bono wasn't taking any chances there.
Yeah, long shot just bouncing in front of him as well, made it doubly difficult, but tried to catch him out. He certainly did. They've won another corner kick. Another chance for Eustachio to try and deliver a killer blow here. So there was some good ball in so far.
Yeah, ball inside the box, doesn't even beat the first man away at the near post there. Out towards Cigar, who tries to pick the ball back across. It's headed in, but there was a push in the back anyway there by Promise David, and it will be a free kick to Morocco. He's foul on Mazraoui. He just twisted his hand, a bit of a heavy landing on the wrist of Mazraoui, but it seems alright, helping hand back up. And of course you can always identify Promise David from how tall he is. He is a very, very tall player, but yet again a poor delivery from Eustachio.
Yeah, that wasn't his best moment. I think he can hit a decent ball. We saw his strike for the goal against South Africa, but when you're hoping for something better, then he stuffs one in at the near post. It's easily defended, but yeah, it was disappointing. They're running out of time, aren't they? They've changed their shape now. They're all in, if you like. Jesse Marsh can't look.
I think he's just still in talk with his assistant as well. He's trying to decide. I think maybe running out of ideas for Jesse Marsh. If they'd got that goal within the first half, of course it changes things up, but 1-0 down towards Morocco. Like I said, not really deserved from what we saw from the first half of Morocco, but...
Well, what Morocco done in this game, nothing really. But again, it all comes down to a rush of blood for his centre-back. Gives away a free kick. Even then, they're sloppy, aren't they? They don't do their marking up from the free kick, and they offered a free shot that hit the back of the net. It's simple as that. One little mistake, but it's the World Cup when you're up against top teams, and they kind of knew that they almost have to be faultless, and they weren't. Weirdly though, Morocco made a load of mistakes, haven't they, playing out for the back, but they haven't been punished.
The ball's moved on to the right side. Blocked out though on this occasion. Talby's going to go forward with it. He's got advantage play. There's a man towards his right hand side. He will use Brahim Diaz. Diaz has taken a touch. It's just stuck underneath his feet. Tries to get it back across. Shot comes in. It's into the back of the net. But I thought Michael Oliver was going to pull it back for an offside there. But it's Unahi who has got his second of the game. It's a second for Morocco now, and it's surely too late for Canada to try and get back into this one, and they will dance around by the Canada box, but Morocco lead now, and I think it'll be a tough ride for Canada.
As soon as they lost the ball, they're in trouble. They were 4 against 3, and even though they got players back then, it wasn't in time. Morocco played the ball really quickly. Then they got a little bit of luck, and you all need that. Brahim Diaz, he wasn't as clean and crisp as you like, but the strike was. And again, what a right foot. You know, they've got good midfielders. They've hung on in there, and that's pretty much sealed the deal. So 2-0 now, too long away. Canada had to gamble. But when you see the ball break, it was 4 against 3. And like I said, Brahim, he cuts, and in the end, Schaffelberg has only just come on. He made all that ground, but he just doesn't get there. Flicks the ball, just can't make contact. You know, and there we go. They've been clinical, haven't they? 2 chances they've created, they've taken, and then that's that. You don't save those. He started outside the goal frame, curls back in, perfect strike.
It is indeed. Schaffelberg just couldn't quite. He needed a little bit more support there. He needed somebody else. There wasn't enough Canada players to get back because Schaffelberg went across to try and block back the cut back from Brahim Diaz. Diaz did well anyway to get it back to Unahi, but there needed to be an extra body in there to block out that. But he just pulled away from his man, didn't he? Just pulled away from Bombito and managed just to get the shot off, and it's a brilliant strike.
Well, do you know what? We've seen Belgium in this position, and then somehow he would have to take something incredible, obviously. I just don't see it. Anyway, we see a shot from range, shot from David, and then that's blocked away. Yeah, I think we've seen our miracle from 2-0 down. But anyway, he won't stop trying. Schaffelberg's ball is not good enough, and he's picked up. They haven't quite got enough after Canada, and I think that they've had a good World Cup, but this is pretty much as far as they were ever going to lie.
Yeah, I think for Morocco, a few people were thinking the round of 16. A lot of people were not maybe picking them towards the quarterfinals. Of course, they either play France or Paraguay, which is going to be a big game if they do play France. But they can't perform like they've done in this game against France, because France just tear them to shreds, really. But here come Canada on the right-hand side. Ball is whipped in. Bono's there to claim it, though, and launch it long downfield. And yet again, the counter-attack is a little bit on here. Unahi, will he try and get his third of the game? Will he try and seal the hat-trick? Ball inside to Rami. He's headed it. It's off the crossbar and hasn't crossed the line. He cannot believe that one has not bounced on the line. It's bounced just. But Canada break as well here on this left-hand side with Jonathan David. But how unlucky from the header. Ball around the back for Buchanan. He cuts it back. There's nobody there, though. It's hacked away for a corner kick, but they were so close for the third.
Yeah, that really would have been game, set, and match, wouldn't it? You can give Canada a squeak at 2, but not at 3. Had he gone offside as well, maybe? But his header just comes off the underside of the bar, bounces down virtually on the line. As Schaffelberg there just caught the ball under him. They want to grab a third, don't they? Morocco look like they're desperate to counter-attack, but here come Canada. Yeah,
ball whipped in, headed away at the near post yet again. David has it. Jonathan David, that is. He lays it into Buchanan, who needs a little bit of support. Finds Schaffelberg. Ball back in isn't the best either. It hasn't beaten the first man. Trying to then flick it on to Promise David at the back stick, but I've got to say, crosses for Canada really poor at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you're slinging it in the mix and just hoping you can win the second ball, but occasionally you'd like to think you're pinging it on somebody's head and giving them a chance. Yeah, it's like percentage ball, and if Eustachio is their number 10, then he's not quite got the guile. You know, they're a strong arm team. They've used that. They've used their own energy and propulsion and try to play in the opposition half. But in the end, you need good players, and I don't think they've got enough of them. Well, Murabet will come on now. In fact, a couple of changes for Morocco, just trying to strengthen it up. What they're saying now is we'll try and keep hold of it. You know, a bit belt and braces. Let's face it, they're happy to play without a striker most of the time anyway. But yeah, so the final changes have been made. Diop was one of them because he was struggling anyway, wasn't he? And Sigur and Buchanan now will go off. Sigur could have gone off a long time ago. I thought Buchanan played okay. It was Unahi, goal scorer, and Diop who'd gone off. So yeah, a few last desperate rolls of the dice from Jesse Marsh. A few probably wise changes. As keeper comes out to punch there, he gets poleaxed. Referee's going to stop the game.
Yeah, he is indeed. Whack there on the side of him. Bono came out for it, and I think he punched the head of Promise David, who was rising up there. I'm surprised if David's got the front of it. Yeah, elbow straight to the face there of Promise David as he tries to win the header, and that is a nasty one. Heavy landing as well for Promise David. He's rose quite high up into the air.
but the goalkeeper got hurt more by punching him, it seems like.
Yeah, indeed. Bono's down on the floor. Both seem okay. So Buchanan and Cigar have gone off the field. Nelson and Osorio will come on in replace of them then, but you know, about 2 minutes left to go, plus of course the additional time. I don't see any way of Canada coming back now.
No, it seems like their race is run. Like I said, they've every reason to be really proud of their approach to the World Cup. I thought from a long way out, I saw them getting through the groups and what have you. They probably needed to top their group and play in Canada. And I felt that might have, with a big crowd behind them, in either of Toronto, Vancouver, wherever, just that little bit more to get them over the line somehow. But they came second, which meant that they got dragged away from that. You know, Houston. So then all of a sudden they've got to do something different. I don't even know if it's 50-50 the crowd. You know. We see plenty of Moroccans in the crowd, so it would have been that same feeling, you know, with the crowd completely behind them. And yeah, it makes a big difference as well, then the travelling and this, that and the other. So, yeah, I think when they came second in the group, their work was really cut out.
Ball is played in by Morocco, but Canada have won it back inside their own half. Amrabat has tried to turn away from his man, but a free kick has been given Canada's way. Stacky will be the taker of it. If he looks down towards that left hand side, Schaffelberg's all on his own, but I think he wants to get this one inside the box, and so do a few other fans, but he's used Schaffelberg anyway. He'll try and deliver it in there, and he does so. Promise David's got his head down, shot comes in, it's blocked out by Mazraoui and away. There's an elbow in there from Diffugero, but the referee didn't seem to think so. Told him just to get back up towards his feet, but defenders are staying up now as well, just in case it's a little bit of last ditch for Canada, but here they come. Left hand side yet again, Schaffelberg has got to be used. Just back towards the defender, he's got loads of space out on that left hand side, but they don't seem to want to use him at the moment. Ball inside, flicked on by Jonathan David into the path of only Morocco. 8 minutes of additional time has been put up by the fourth official.
Always gives you a bit of hope, doesn't it? You know, one goal brings two, and like I said, you watch Belgium, they left it really late, didn't they? Lukaku, and then you thought, well, no, they can't. But if you can get one, then all of a sudden you're creating havoc, aren't you? Here come Canada again.
Yeah, they come Kyle Larin. Oh, handball. Handball given on Jonathan David, and it will be a free kick for Morocco. In a good position there as well. It was actually just a handball by Kyle Larin. It was headed onto his hand there.
Couldn't really get out of the way, that could he? He's unfortunate because his hand didn't move toward the ball, but there you go. Jesse Marsh kicking his heels up there, wondering where it all went wrong, and that's the problem. I think when you're on top, if you think, oh, we haven't scored against a good team, it's like, for me, alarm bells that it should be ringing, you know. And offside there, surely Hakimi was off, or Rahimi, should I say. But anyway, the man with the flag didn't keep up with play. And all sorts of fouls going in. Osorio was caught. But yeah, when you're the top dogs, you've got to put the ball back in it. You've got to make it pay, and they just didn't. So when they went in at half time, then what do you do? It's like, if you just imagine, so patting them on the back, but you know and you know that the opposition are going to have their plans, and you know that they're a good team, and that they couldn't play any worse, and that they'll come out and be better. And marginally they have been, and it's been enough, hasn't it? But I've not been impressed by Morocco either, really, today.
No, I haven't, and I think they've just given the ball away here, shoving the back on Jonathan David, but it's a strong one anyway, says Michael Oliver, and Morocco try and deal with it. Schaffelberg's done well to win back possession of the ball, but it's hacked away downfield by Morocco. And I think for Morocco as well, though, a few injuries that they will be hoping maybe that can be fixed. Salvari is one of them. Diop looked like he had gone off injured as well, and Boadi looked another one that was sat on the floor at the hydration break that may have pulled something as well.
I think Salvari is the biggest miss out of that. They could always bring Chadi Riado or whatever back into the team, as again Canada don't know when to quick do they come forward again, and they've won a corner. Yeah, they're going to have to work all that out, and if you're against France, well, you could get chin 3 or 4 anyway, couldn't you? But they'll have to work it out if they can get through this.
Yeah, if they can. Schaffelberg has it. Goalkeeper's up as well. Back stick. Both goalkeepers arrive. Oh, it's a topple over there. Both players are back up towards his feet. Shot from Jonathan David, but there's a foul, says the referee. Anyway, Crepeau just decided that he'd come up as that ball was delivered. Anyway,
no time like the present, eh? Bold stuff. Like Sam Crepeau want to join the party. It's funny when you see the two goalkeepers close to each other like that. I think it makes a great photo, a great still. But unfortunately, still from Canada's point of view, it's Morocco 2, Canada.
Yep. Just over 4 minutes left to be played of the additional time. 8 minutes was held up. Still Canada 0, Morocco 2. Canada have possession of the ball on the right hand side with Alistair Johnston now played into the path of Nelson. Nelson, he wanted the overlap. I promised David, but David went the other way. Away by Morocco, long downfield. Crepeau's out of his net, dinks it. That is a paw. That is really poor from Crepeau there, and he's just given the ball straight back to Morocco.
Yeah, I think a bit tired that. I could see what he's trying to do, just didn't execute. I think he bottled it, to be honest. He thought, if I get this wrong, then, the ball's charged down. So he's overhit that and put the ball out rather than trying a fancy little lob wedge to his teammate there. But it's understandable, and when you get tired and all that, and when your brain's been working overtime, you begin to make mistakes.
Indeed. Morocco took too long with that free kick, and so it's been given the way of Canada, and here they come down the left hand side with Schaffelberg. A heavy touch, he's got to deal with Hakimi one-on-one. Players come across, and I think that was a shot from Schaffelberg. He tried to catch out the goalkeeper. Thankful to him, it's taken a deflection.
Maybe that's what he was going for. There was nothing much on then. He just thought I'd scrape off the shin of this lad and get us a corner kick.
Goalkeeper's back up, headers arrive in there, but it's a Moroccan one that beats everybody, and Crepeau has to run back towards his net. Or is he going to stay up on the halfway line? Maybe stays up. Throw-in's taken quickly. Played into but it's away by Morocco. Downfield it goes. Nelson has picked it up though. Still inside the Moroccan half. Schaffelberg, well, he wanted to let fly there, but didn't get it. Free kick. Eustachio, it looks like, with the taker of it. I think they wanted just to take it quickly, but plenty of players now surround it. Nelson and Eustachio, the man. 2 players in discussion. It's a 4-man wall for Bono. Will it be a shot, or will it be a cross inside the box from the sort of distance?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think if you shoot, it flies over, you don't get the ball back. If you chip it in, somebody just blocks it away. It's a difficult one, but something needs to happen real soon.
I think they're going to deliver this one inside toward the back stick. It looks like Eustachio's holding up his hands. He rolls it out towards Nelson, who fires it in there. It's taken a few deflections. Schaffelberg plays it back across. Can't get the shot away. Anybody inside the box. Then Johnston tries to chip it in towards the back stick. It's too far. Bono is celebrating that one. There's a body down inside the box. But, well, a little bit of another poor set piece for Morocco.
Yeah, I think that was probably the right thing to do. Roll it off and get a shot away, but it had to fly in, didn't it? It didn't, and then they're just messing about with it inside the box. Desperate attempt from Alistair Johnston, the half volley, off balance, and we know what happens to that. So time running out now. Hakimi has gone down. In fact, no, it's Rahimi's gone down. You say Hakimi, I say Rahim. Anyway, did he really get caught by Schaffelberg's elbow there, or was it a bit of play out?
Yeah, just Schaffelberg, I think he just ran into him really. There was a bit of contact by Schaffelberg, but a free kick anyway has been given Morocco's way, and they pass it back. Oh, mistake down there led to Promise David. Mazraoui then downfield towards Talby. Johnston doesn't keep it in play. It will be a throw in. He's got to take it quickly here. He's got 5 seconds. Eustachio chips the ball through towards promised David, he needs a little bit of support. And I've got to say, down this left-hand side, since Schaffelberger's come on, it has really opened up, but they haven't used him. But here comes Morocco then. Brahim Diaz lays it into the path. Rahimi into the back of the net it goes. They've been caught out at the back once more, have Canada. And that is the final nail in the coffin from Morocco. There was chances maybe for Canada to come back in. You've got to say that Morocco maybe haven't been the better side, but they've got themselves a third goal. The Canada fans can only watch on, but it's a third for them now.
Yeah, it shows that if you gamble in this World Cup, you like to get caught out. You know, Morocco, for whatever they are a team full of midfield gamblers, but they've got a striker. Rahimi took his chance really well, but it's about the amount of players that support attacks. Then centre backs don't know who to mark. That's unfortunate for Canada. I don't think they've been 3 goals worse. It's just the way the cookies crumbled, and the referee has called it. So there we go. It is, I think. Being called. So it is Morocco who will go through and meet the winners of Paraguay, France. And they just about deserve to be there. Canada have fought hard. Ultimately, though, it's about scoring goals. They failed to do that tonight. Final scoreline in Houston: Canada 0, Morocco 3. Thanks for joining us.
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet